We need our we need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
But does anyone see that? No. Does anyone care about that? No. All they see is an aggressive black girl talking.
Get back in the kitchen.
And just like Ned Stark said at the beginning,
Winter is coming.
winter is always coming.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. All of the things. All of the things. We have to do all of them. And then we got to get into the show. I almost don't even know where to begin. Let me start out with a disclaimer. I think people on either side of the extremes here, either side of the equation, a lot of people wind up way off into some extreme territory, and I'm not going to do that. I think there are a lot of Black men right now having a bit of some divestors schadenfreude. Years ago, I forget which TV show I learned this word from, but I encountered this word called schadenfreude years ago. And I think it's a German word to describe a feeling of happiness watching someone you don't like take an L. When your enemy or your opposition stumbles a bit and you can't help but to laugh, the Germans call that schadenfreude, I think. And I think that a lot of Black people on the internet, Black men, are having a little bit of a go right now. They're enjoying this a little bit too much, all right? I wish you niggas didn't enjoy this so much. I just think it's not the greatest look in the world. Like, you niggas really having too good of a time with this, and it's bad enough. It's bad enough. We don't need you niggas making it worse. You feel me? But we're gonna get into all that and some more. I appreciate you guys coming out. Like, share, and subscribe. And rest in peace to Ashlee Jenae Robinson.
First, a New Jersey social media influencer dies during a trip overseas. Now her family is demanding answers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Natasha Brown. Ashlee Robinson died during a trip to Africa with her fiancé. Now, CBS News Philadelphia's Ross DiMattei spoke to her father, who is calling for a transparent investigation.
Nothing about it, just makes sense. It just doesn't add up.
Pictures posted on Ashlee Robinson's Instagram account suggest a recent trip to Africa was meant to celebrate a birthday and engagement, but it ended in tragedy.
Just transparency.
Now, I noticed something just this morning. Actually, I wasn't even about to do a show. I was sitting down. I was going to make a video out of this, but, I was I was in my Bill O'Reilly mood. I said, F it. We're going to do it live. I noticed yesterday watching the parents speak. This is a little bit of creative captioning right here. Almost all of the media shots of the parents yesterday is this shot right here. A very tightly cropped shot of mom and dad, which is appropriate on a level, right? Because she only has one set of parents, one mom, one dad. And that's it right there, right? That's mom and that's dad. But the media, being the media, it almost, without even attempting to lie, because I'm not going to accuse the media right away of any, ne'er-do-well behavior. I'm not going to accuse the media of anything horrible like that. However, I do think that it's interesting that the media projects this image of that particular interview of a grieving mother and a grieving father as if they're almost still a complete intact family, right? But this is a more accurate picture of the current state of her family. TMZ released an interview and they didn't crop the shot. And this had to all happen on the same day because everybody has the same clothes on. He has on the exact same sweater. She has on the exact same sweater. But in this interview, he got his new bitch and she got her new man. I can't wait for you niggas to get your hands on this. all the divestment bitter bros, they're gonna love this part. This is why I made the thumbnail the way I did. That's exactly why I did this to the thumbnail, because I feel like we might have been misdirected at the very least, right? We've been slightly misdirected about the nature of affairs here. Why did they try to hide this? I don't know. Did they try to hide it, or did they just strategically focus on mom and dad? I don't know. Again, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything without a mountain of evidence. You know what I mean? I hesitate to do these things because I would hate for it to be done to me. You feel me? At the same time, shit look crazy though. Shit look real crazy though. Like mother, like daughter. The divestment bros are gonna love this, but anyway.
We have no idea what happened. Like, we just don't know anything right now.
In an interview with CBS News, Robinson's parents say the influencer, who goes by Ashlee Jenae online, was traveling to Zanzibar with her fiance, Joe McCann, sharing happy moments just days before her death.
Everything that we knew was that she was supposed to be happy and she was engaged. She celebrated her birthday thereafter, and then she's just gone.
Robinson's parents say they first found...
Do you think all the news producers, they just whispered to the parents like, can you do me a favor? Can you like ask the white guy to go to the other room? I just want to focus on the black people for now. Can we ask that white guy to go, go have a beer? Go, there's Coors in the fridge.
Found out something was wrong when McCann called them to tell them she was in the hospital, but details were limited.
He told me that something had occurred 11 hours prior to when he was reaching out to me.
Then they say communication stopped, and the next update came from the hotel telling them their daughter was dead.
The fiance did not reach out to us at all. We found out from the hotel, and that's devastating when your daughter's halfway around the world.
The family says,
now, from what I understand, he waited roughly 11 hours before the fiance, the suspect, actually contacted the girl's parents to let them know anything had happened. And then I guess after that, nothing. So by the time he even contacted the girl's parents, she was likely totally passed away by then.
They haven't heard anything from police or medical officials and still don't know what happened. They're calling for a full investigation, including a review of surveillance video.
There's cameras everywhere at a resort. And that would match his timeline. Just do an investigation.
Mr. O, come on, Mr. O. What is a classic divestor? What is the classic divestor look? This is what I mean. Like, come on, I think we go too far. You know what I mean? Listen, I got jokes for everybody all day, but I think sometimes we go too far. Like, what is a classic divestor look? She looks like she's sad, right? She looks very unhappy, as she would in this moment. I don't even know what that means, bro. Oh man, niggas really be going ham on this, man.
And let us know.
We're hurting, so we need to know. We just need to know, and we need to get her home.
Robinson's family tells me that they were at the embassy in Washington, D.C. today trying to get some answers about their daughter's death, but they did not receive any new information. They're hoping to get an update tomorrow that they can share with Ashlee's followers. I'm Ross DiMattei for CBS News Philadelphia.
So that was the Philadelphia news, right? Now let's go to TMZ, because TMZ don't care about optics and editing. They want to make everybody, they want to show everybody in their full light, good, bad, and ugly.
Lifestyle influencer Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashlee's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But
now I'm hearing a hard time like actually pulling up too much information on him right now. So he's kind of a mystery to me. He's a little bit of a black hole, but I'm curious though. Did he actually finance her influencer lifestyle? Because if she is an influencer and she's always kind of taking glamour shots, she's next to a helicopter, she's next to a really expensive car. Was that his money?
There's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashlee took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiance just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you. Harry, Yolanda, and their spouses. How come the other media couldn't do that? Why do we have to get TMZ to crack the code on the interracialism here? I feel like we got bamboozled yesterday. Said no such thing as going too far. Oh my God. Stop enjoying this too much, all right? You guys are enjoying this too much. I need you to dial it down. You guys are up at like a 9. I need you to bring it back to about a 6 maybe. You know, even a 6 is kind of high, but I'll grant you that. I'll allow that. You know, we're all guys here. I understand the bitterness, but you guys got to bring it back down, okay?
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar. They said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. And the investigation is still ongoing and still pending right now. So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find.
I got to tell you, this image really looks odd, man. That guy, what is his name again? Let me run this back so I can get their names one more time.
Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But there's a local report claiming out with her fiance and their spouses. Thank you so much. He proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Okay, so she didn't name the spouses, but I gotta tell you, whatever this guy's name is, we gotta come up with a short term. Jake from State Farm. Thank you. Lorraine, I was looking for a word for, I needed a name for this guy because she didn't give him a name. Jake from State Farm looks like the most nervous white man I've ever seen in my life. Jake from State Farm does not want to be there. I think Jake from State Farm realizes he's in an awkward position right now. Like anything I say can and will be held against me in a court of blackness. So I'm going to just sit here and be like white and stoic because he looks like he's in a bad spot. You know, white guy killed her daughter and now they're looking at you like anything you want to say for yourself, Jake from State Farm? Oh man, come on.
It's still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation still ongoing and still pending right now. So there has nothing official.
No, Bandit. No, Bandit. I am not going to let you Caucasian moonwalk your way out of this shit. That is not a Mexican. That is not a Mexican. Jake from State Farm might be Polish, okay? That is a Polak right there. That ain't no goddamn Mexican, Bandit. Don't you dare. Don't you see? And this is why Jake from State Farm is sitting there looking all suspicious and uncomfortable, because white guys instinctively know I need to make distance. I need to create a lot of distance between me and what happened there. And I'm not going to let you make this nigga a fucking Mexican because you want to create distance, Bandit. That's not what's happening right here. That is a Polish white man in all of his Polak glory. And don't you take that away from him.
Official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking and it was devastating and scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on and what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the Hotel Zuri Zanzibar, where they were staying.
Hold on. Did you just try to say Jake from State Farm in Spanish? Jose de Estado Rancheros. No, Jake from State Farm is not a Mexican. I'm telling you. And you know it's crazy, Mr. O. Jake from State Farm did not get the color coordination message either. This Cantrell, I don't know. I don't know. It's a black thing. I have no idea. Why are they all matching except the white dude? I don't know. Maybe, listen, Jake from State Farm came over right from work, all right? He didn't have a chance to take off his State Farm uniform. It was a family emergency. He just left the office early and went right to where he was needed. And now he's on TV looking out of pocket. And just desperately hoping they don't ask him any awkward questions.
Coming from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No.
We've had little contact with the embassy, but no.
Oh, you got, and see, this is how I know I'm on to something. Because all of the white people in the chat are trying to disown the guy. That guy didn't do anything to anybody. Why are you trying to disown him? Stop trying to kick Jake from State Farm out of the white club. Angry Snowman and Bandit both trying to kick Jake from State Farm out of the white club. No, that's not how this works. You guys got to own him. You better hug your brother and stop acting up, all right? All of a sudden, he's not white enough for you guys anymore. One black woman dies mysteriously in Africa, and suddenly Jake from State Farm isn't white enough anymore. This is an amazing thing that's happening here. That's why he looked like that. That's exactly why Jake has that look on his face, because he knows even white people are going to disown me. Jake from State Farm knows it's all downhill for the next 72 hours. Even white people are going to disown me. Nobody wants to think of this on them right now. Nobody wants this to touch them at all. You guys don't believe in white solidarity anymore, do you? Oh, let me stop.
No, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
Officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing.
What was it that the hotel initially told you guys?
That the person, that Joe McCann, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
Oh, he speaks. That is a white man. I'm telling you, you try to tell me he's a damn Mexican. No. Coming up here with this Viva la Raza boat. That is a Polish white man from King of Prussia.
That he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later.
And I
relaying.
Not a drop of Mexican in that man's in his voice. There is not even a whiff of rice and beans on that man's voice right there. That is a white man, okay? You got to say white the way Jared Taylor says white. All right, you got to pronounce the W with him. That is a white man. Shame on the two of you guys in the chat. Hug your brother in a time of need, all right? Can't you tell he's going through crisis? How dare you abandon your white brother in a time of crisis? Bandit, Snowman, shame on you.
We just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later.
So apparently Joe and Ashlee got into some type of dispute. And it's hard to determine the nature of it, but we do know that the dispute got so heated and so out of hand that the hotel staff, and you understand, this is like Africa, probably in the middle of a savannah or something, like literally miles from like the largest big city, probably like hours and hours away from a real big city. So it's not like we can just kick you out. You know what I mean? So they set them up in two different hotel rooms, and the hotel figured, well, that's the best we can do to intervene in whatever drama is happening. And then look, I hate to do this to you, but well, to her rather, but I wonder just how like excitable Ashlee Jenae was, because you know she like South Philly girls. You know what I'm saying? She might look bougie, but she got them hands. According to her, from her own mouth, in that video that she was with Kevin Gates, she was like, "Hey, listen, I got these hands." And I wonder if her husband found out about her hands and he wasn't about to take that shit laying down.
Something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication here.
Wow, shocking.
Yes, Bandit. I do know King of Prussia. I know Philly area. I've been up and down the East Coast, Bandit. I know niggas, and white people know me too, okay? And so when I tell you guys you're being white wrong, I know what I'm talking about, all right? Bandit, shame on you. Acting like I don't know white people.
So, you know, as you've seen, the local report had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, you know, as you can see, she's a beacon of light. You know, she likes being in line, like it's like being in the camera. She was an influencer. You know, she
loved her family.
She loved her family.
She loved her family.
Most important.
What was her mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
All jokes aside, though, I would bet money he probably did it. I mean, because generally speaking, when a spouse is killed, when a spouse dies in some type of mysterious way, it's almost always, you know, the partner. Generally speaking, when a wife dies, especially, it's almost always the husband/boyfriend. And so now it's just a matter of like, is the investigative team in Zanzibar really, really good? I wonder if they still use torture in places like that. Can you lock that guy in like a dark cell and just beat the truth out of him? Because what are they gonna do? Sue you? What are they gonna do? Call the FBI on you? Like, they could theoretically just chain him up to a wall until the truth comes out of him. You know what I mean?
Excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate and be with who she thought was the love of her life.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication between you and her fiance, Joseph. What, if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
Oh boy.
We just want to peace.
And we want to know what happens.
Whew. You can't handle the truth. No bullshit. Like, you probably can't handle the truth. Like, it's whatever the truth is, it's probably really rough. Just know that she's gone. He did it. And then, you know, I hear there's a GoFundMe because you know, when you pass away in a foreign country, you know, if you thought it was expensive getting a champagne bottle out of Europe into America, try getting a body out of Africa into America, right? The fees, the customs, the bribes you're gonna have to pay. They set up a GoFundMe to get her body back.
What is your understanding as to where his whereabouts are now, and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We don't know. We're unsure right now. That's why we're just trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware.
We're not aware.
We're not aware of that at all.
I mean, because what I knew is we haven't looked into so I'm not sure who they are talking to. It's one answer. You know, it's
our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry you guys are going through this right now. That must be extremely confusing, especially if you are saying that she was so excited for this birthday trip, didn't really have any history of mental health issues. That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys. I'm very...
You know, I couldn't imagine actually doing interviews like this after like something happened to one of my kids. Like the last thing I want to do is sit down in front of a camera and talk to strangers about how I feel. Because at some point, they're going to ask me like a really stupid question, and I'm going to respond like really angrily and aggressively. Like, bitch, how would you feel? All right. Imagine how you would feel and then turn the camera on you and you answer the goddamn question. Like, I would start to get really hostile at some point. You're going to have to come back next year when I'm over this. Like, I don't know if I can answer questions right now. I want to fight everybody, you know? I don't know if I could do that in this moment.
Sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that information yet.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last?
Where is Zanzibar in Africa? I'm trying to picture the map of the continent in my mind, and I'm having a hard time placing Zanzibar. I wanna say it's on the eastern coast of Africa, like near the Indian Ocean. But I can't even picture like how far north or south it might be. Like, is Zanzibar is that where Wakanda is on the map? Where is Zanzibar? I'm trying to figure it out in my mind. I don't want to have to go to Google. I'm gonna have to Google it. But where is Zanzibar?
To update you got on your daughter's death.
We haven't had a first update yet. That's
the only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing. That's it.
Now, this is one thing. I'm looking at this image, and you know, as much as we're kind of talking about like the Jake from State Farm in the shot here, and then also the dad has his new woman in the shot as well. And I wonder why are they in the shot? Dad's new woman and mom's new man. Why are you in the shot at all? Because it does make sense when the all the other news media, when those outlets actually interviewed them, they cropped out the new girlfriend and new boyfriend, all right? And now that they've added the new girlfriend and the new boyfriend to the image, like, did the family just double in size? Like, this looks very strange to me, honestly. This looks very strange. Like, why do you have all that much input? Just making things more complicated.
And that we did reach out. We knew about the footage at the hotel. Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up. It gives us a timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage surveillance. No. These are things that we need to know.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Devastated, lost, a lot of unanswered questions.
And I hear you, Carmen. Like, having the parents only would make it look like they are still together, and that's exactly what I said initially, right? Like, watching the initial news coverage, it looks like they were in an intact family. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if they're still together or not. Like, we're all adults here. Everybody understands that sometimes parents break up. So even if your parents are divorced and something bad happens to you, like, God forbid something bad happened to my kid, I would actually have to I would have to swallow my tongue and stand next to my ex for a minute, maybe theoretically. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way these things happen. I don't know if I want to bring like the woman I'm sleeping with right now to comment on some tragedy that happened to, you know, the kid that I share with another woman. It just seems a little bit messy to me. I don't understand, like literally bring my girlfriend to the photo op thing. It just seems odd to me. I don't understand the choice of it all.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Lasers, you're stupid. Lasers, you are dumb. Stop. All right? I tell you, you guys are having way too much fun here. You guys are having way too much fun here.
We have money. Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys. Is there anything else you want to add? I know a lot of people are wanting to hear from you and probably have just as many questions as you guys do at this time.
I was just going to add that we just want the answers to the questions that we're asking and that everyone's asking.
Yeah, all right, Bandit, Snowman, try it again. You gonna tell me Jake from State Farm is a Mexican? This is your last chance to retract, Bandit and Snowman. Are you still telling me that Jake from State Farm is some kind of Mexican? All right, no, I'm telling you, he is a Polak from King of Prussia. Probably owns like a roofing company, some type of plumbing company. He's like a blue collar Polish laborer, worked his way up, living the American dream, and he settled down, found him a woman, a black woman. Who knew Polish guys like black chicks?
You need help getting information, and that's really what we're asking for.
Yes, and that's the reason why we went to social media on Sunday. We had to get it out there because this happened on Thursday, and nothing was out there. Like nothing was talked about. Nothing was there. So that's why, okay, this is what happened. This was our daughter. Everyone needs to know what happened. And that's why that was.
Well, I truly hope you guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. And I'm so sorry you're going through this. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please keep us updated about what you're hearing going forward.
Brother, why would you type "hang in there, Ashlee"? What type of layered double entendre pun are you making, bro? What do you mean, hang in there, Ashlee? They literally found her hanging. Like, what do you mean, hang in there, Ashlee? You see what I mean? You niggas are having way too good of a time with this. You niggas are enjoying yourselves way too much. I am not with these niggas. I just want it to be known. I may have jokes. I may say some funny things occasionally. Every now and then I hit a ha-ha, but I am not with these niggas. These niggas are having way too much fun right now.
Okay, we have to be honest. This whole divestment mentality, that comes from a lot of panders that reinforce it. This is white supremacy. That whole divestment mentality, it is a mental illness. You can't negotiate, you can't debate with these kind of people. You can have empathy, and the empathy is understanding that their whole mindset is a byproduct of white supremacy. Because just think out logically, and then you understand there's no demographic that's a monolith. White or black, Mexican, Asian. There's no monolith. No.
God damn it, stop. I'm going to have to disown my chat the same way Snowman and Bandit have disowned Jake from State Farm. I got to slowly back away from some of you guys. Truth only says that's why I never hung out with her. Too soon, bro. Too goddamn soon, bro.
Are you looking to reality? There's no black patriarch preventing other groups of men from choosing black women as spouses, as wives. These groups have simply showcased on every platform their opinion, their feelings about black women. Black women have researched and provided data over this. So these divestors, they're ignoring reality in order to push narratives. And when it comes to just pushing narratives that aren't backed by reality, that aren't backed by data, right, that can...
Let's talk about narratives and reality and data for a minute. There have been a spate recently, a spate, S-P-A-T-E, a spate of relatively high-profile killings of Black women in particular, and they were X'd out by their white counterparts. I remember especially that there was I think an ex-football player a couple of years ago, somewhere on the West Coast. He I don't know exactly how he did it, but he brutally deleted his woman at the time. It was a Black woman. And a lot of people kind of latch on to these sort of high profile incidents. And like, look, see, you get your white guy. You know how white guys do. The white guys, they always dig a hole in the backyard just in case, I got to tell her a third time. I already told her twice. I ain't going to tell her a third time. And so the white guys have this reputation of like, you get with a white guy and it's curtains for you. But like in reality, you guys don't want to look at the black on black domestic violence rates. You really don't want to look, all right? I'm not going to say one side is better than the other. Generally speaking, I think black men and black women are equally abusive to one another. Now, men are usually stronger than women. So when we hit you, it leaves a mark. You hit us, it's just an emotional scar. But generally speaking, the domestic violence rates between black men and black women are incredibly high and relatively equalized. And also, there have been years on record where black women in particular have committed more domestic homicide than black men have. And so I think we just like to jump on this because, everybody likes to pick on white people right now. But in reality, you guys don't want to really look at the numbers. I promise you, it's ugly.
Hold scrutiny, it gives you a clear answer. It's just a white supremacist narrative. So again, if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to date and marry these black women in masses, they would. So what do you look like debating somebody with this mentality on that mentality? Right? That's not saying not to criticize the mentality, not to push, but you have to have empathy. That's the important thing, because it's not downplaying when black women have the same kind of talking points against black men, using black men spewing white supremacist rhetoric to justify and downplay black men being killed.
That's a dark question, Bandit. That's a very provocative question, Bandit. Bandit wants to know, I'm just asking, what's worse couple violence? Black men, black women, black men, white women, white men, black women, or white man, white woman? I'm pretty sure those numbers exist. I don't know if they've been collated into one easy to read chart. My money goes on black, because that just would hold up with trends in general. Rates of violence in Black America are just noticeably higher across the board. And I think if you really want to go there, black lesbians take the cake. Nobody will beat a bitch like another bitch, I swear to God. Between lesbians and homosexual men, nobody beats women up but like those two groups. If you want something really bad to happen to a chick, get another chick or a gay man. I've seen 8-foot gay men beat the brakes off of black women. Big, ginormous transvestites beating the brakes off of black chicks. And everybody stands around and watch like it's a fair fight. Because honestly, I wouldn't get involved either. I am not trying to intervene in some shit like that either. I would literally let nature take its course.
It's understanding empathy, because we're all socially conditioned in a sense. So when you understanding the mental conditioning, you have a little bit of empathy. That doesn't mean that you are accepting what they're saying as being correct, but understanding that a black person, whether man or woman, life being taken away by a white person in no sense is going to be deemed revolutionary.
I don't even know what that means. Stop trying to make deep racial implications out of some domestic situation. Like, not every situation is a deep racially driven narrative. All right. Sometimes a chick just be talking too goddamn much. All right. It doesn't have to get into, antebellum slave trends and all that. Sometimes niggas just be getting a little bit trigger happy. All right. Every now and then somebody gets pushed to a limit, male or female, whatever. I wish we would stop trying to make a deep like racial metaphor out of everything that happens.
I really do hate to be the one to have to talk about this, but I think one of the subconscious reasons as to why some people in the Black community decide to divest or go into other communities can be the subconscious self-hatred that they have. Perhaps they have experienced like parental wounds from either their father or their mother. For example, Sade Robinson, she had endured and went through a lot of traumatic experiences with her father. And I could speculate, because she went through those type of experiences with her father figure, her father, and didn't get the protection she deserved and needed, could possibly be a reason why she gravitated towards dating or seeking a suitor outside of her race.
But her mom has a white boyfriend right now too. Why is the assumption that, you know, she hated her dad? Maybe she wanted to be like her mom. Maybe her mom was happy, satisfied, and she was like, you know what, that looks good. I think you made a good choice. You know, now I too am open to making choices like that as well. Like, why do you have to make it all like emotionally heavy and stuff? Like, her dad was probably a mean asshole. All he talked about was the Black Panthers and revolution. Like, why do you have to make it so deep? Everybody has all these like really, really convoluted theories. And this is what like being like extremely racially sensitive does to your mind. You can't help but to just lean on like the most twisted, impossible to contrive conspiracy theories.
Or it could also be adolescent, teenage years, when you go through college, high school experiences, and you hear and have bad experiences with women in your community or the Black men in your community, etc., etc. And I think that it's unfortunate, but I really do believe that it's super, super, super important for us as a collective to do the work. I'm going to always be a big proponent on that, because
all right, anytime somebody says do the work, I tune out. That was one of my trigger words right there.
This story is raising serious concerns after influencer Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Tanzania with her fiance, Joe McCann, and now police are actively investigating what really happened. Here's a timeline of her final days. Starting on April 3rd, Joe proposed.
Divestors, speak up. Not all at once now. You know what? I wonder if there's a Divestor channel that's covered this, by the way. You guys know the name of a Divestor channel? I used to know the name. I can't think of it. So it was like Melanated, Divested Zealot, something like that. Yeah, there it is. I wonder if Divested Zealot has anything to say about Ashlee. Speaking of divestors, you know, since he did ask if the divestors have anything to say, I wonder if the divestors did have anything to say about it. Nope, she hasn't posted anything in years. That's interesting. Where are all the divestors? That is a great question. I wonder if there is a if they're having like a meeting right now. I wonder if they're like kind of trading notes, trying to figure out what to do next.
Ashlee Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae, a 31-year-old lifestyle and travel influencer who openly identified herself as a divestor. A woman who calls herself a divestor is usually saying she's being intentional about who she dates, she's raising her standards financially, emotionally, and lifestyle-wise, and she no longer entertains relationships that don't benefit her growth. Ashlee Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae.
And I think, you know, Angry Man, he put this tweet, this TikTok out, and I think that is one of the resentments that Black men and women both have, like this idea that dating outside of your race is allegedly automatically a step up. Like everybody who's not Black is automatically better than anybody who would have been. Like we're doing a little bit too much sometimes. You know, you guys do way too much sometimes.
Okay, so there is a Black female influencer by the name of Ashlee Jenae, who is no longer among us. Okay, she went on vacation with her white fiance to Tanzania, and the next thing you know, she was found unalive, hanging from a tree. The family is not buying the fact that she unalived herself. And this is why I made on Facebook about, Black women who are divestors need to vet these white men that they want to date.
How does that work though? How does vetting that white man thing work? Like, so Chad, have you ever killed a Black girl before? Like, how are you really supposed to do that? Because typically, when something like this happens, it's what they call like a crime of passion. You didn't necessarily plan it out. You just got so heated in the moment that you just went incredibly too far. But how do you vet for, like, I hope he doesn't domestic homicide me? Like, how do you really vet for that outside of just, the obvious, like, some people just look and act normal. How do you, like, vet for something like crimes of passion in that sense? It's a dumb thing to say, but niggas are never happy.
No, don't just date them because they are white or because they have money. A man having money is important, yes, but the character is important too. Because all that means that if he's white and he has money, that means he has a legal defense that if he unalives you, he can get away with it. He has the means and the funds to go to court and get away with it.
Does every white person have the means and the funds to buy a jury? You see what I mean? Automatically, because they're white, he's like related to the judge. Like, and by the way, this literally happened in Africa. Now, as much as, African women love them some white men, it's known, it's documented, it's a thing. Don't just go assuming that his whiteness will let him skate all the way off the continent of Africa, all right? You guys give way too much power to whiteness. Like, I swear to God, like, Black people believe in white supremacy more than the average white person does. They really do. Black people keep white supremacy alive way more than white folk do.
Okay. I'm still bothered by the fact that when I put that Facebook post up a few days ago, yesterday, about how a Black woman said it's worth it to worship a white man. Yeah.
Shout out to True Hype with the $2. He says divestors online took many L's publicly. I imagine it's a hard battle. And then there was that whole thing a couple of, like, I don't know, it was a year or so ago where that clip was playing around where it was a bunch of Black women online and some divestors clubhouse chat. And they had like their white guy in the middle, and they were telling them, like, well, he asked the divestor girls, like, well, what do you girls really want? And one girl was like, what we want is for you guys to use force against Black men because these niggas just won't do right. And so the problem with the divestors is that once you kind of give them a little bit of public exposure, they come off worse than the men, actually. Their reputation at this point is probably worse than like your average pookie Black man. Like, people would rather talk to Jay Prince than some divestor chicks, put it that way, right? You're better off being a well-known pookie online than a divestor. Because once people start hearing the ideology and the extremity of it, it's like, you know what? These hoes need Jesus.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
You worshiping somebody that, all right, that, they bleed, they're just like you. I don't understand worshiping somebody because of the color of their skin. And that's a slave mentality. Okay? That's a slave mentality. When you have Black folk that think they should worship a white person. Like, that's gonna make you closer to God or whoever you believe in. Okay? And you think that's okay to actually think that or even say that out of your mouth. And no, it's not. Okay, it clearly is not. And this worshiping of white people really has to stop. They're human beings just like you, just like me, just like anybody else. Okay. And a lot of divestors really, really do. I'll repeat that they have to invest in vetting these white men's characters that they are interested in. Okay, because some of you are putting up with the same nonsense that you were putting up with a black man. Okay, that you didn't check that black man's character before you decided to date him, before you decided to even go to bed with him.
I mean, here's another issue. Like the very process of dating in and of itself is the process of like getting to know. You know what I mean? Like I am vetting you to see what type of personality you have. That's how dating works. How else are you going to know a person's personality unless you actually engage with them over a period of time? Like beyond obvious red flags, like, some things you just have to, jump in. You got to jump in the water to check the temperature effectively.
Okay. And the same thing you were probably putting up with a below average black man. You are probably paying for dates and letting him drive your car. You are doing the same with a white man. You're paying for the date. You're letting him drive your car.
Now, I don't know how true that is. Again, I keep getting unconfirmed reports that the fiance, John McCann, had his own money. And so it's hard for me to know just what's real in that context, but I don't think I don't know. I'm not getting sugar daddy vibes. Well, no, I'm getting sugar daddy vibes actually from him, not from her. It would make more sense that she was kind of this is really what people are accusing her of, right? Because online Instagram influencing and all that kind of stuff, it's really like a shady smoke and mirrors type of thing, where a lot of these chicks, they're just they're selling box in a more sophisticated manner. You feel me? That's really what it boils down to, a sophisticated box auction. And she might have auctioned her box off to an actual wealthy guy at that point. And then he was like, oh, I like this box. I'm going to lock this box down. And then they went to Africa. He proposed. And then he probably ran into the real her. And he was like, death. That's the only way out of this. Die. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. That seems more plausible to me. Once he put the ring on her, he met the real her. And he was like, oh, well, there's only one way out of this shit.
All right. You are putting up with him domestically abusing you. Okay. You are putting up with the fact that you have to put out restraining orders against him. And some of you sadly are being unalived by white men that you did not take the time to vet. You just dated him because he's white.
Give me just half a second, guys. Had to make a quiet adjustment backstage here. We are right back at it.
It's your man Delvin. Welcome to Delvin's room. And bruh, I got some very sad but revealing news about an epidemic that's going on in the divested community that mainstream media won't talk about.
Is it really an epidemic, though? This is what I mean. Is it really an epidemic? Have you looked at all of the numbers and noticed the pattern?
politics won't talk about, right or left, or feminists won't talk about. Unfortunately, popular influencer Ashlee Jenae, who was a divestor, was found hung in her hotel on her birthday in Tanzania. She was on a trip with her YT boyfriend, divesting, and she was found very violent.
Really? Really, Carmen? Miss Cantrell says, what if it was the black dude that thought she was a traitor? In Zanzibar? You mean like some angry, disgruntled FBA nigga went all the way to Zanzibar? And it's like some type of high-level hit? A divestor hit?
Hung. They're ruling it as she did it to herself. And this is the type of stuff that happens in a divesting community a lot, but nobody talks about it, right? And here's the really dirty part about this whole situation.
You know what? I don't think an African hotel worker would have been like racially aggrieved by that, but I could be wrong. I don't know everybody's mind here. But again, like, here's the thing about that. Africa's relationship to white people is not the same as Black America's relationship to white people. Just being Black in America for the last 75 years or whatever, at least since the end of World War II, you're going to absorb a lot of propaganda, a lot of messaging that will create just even a subconscious level of hostility toward white people. Whereas like Africans come to America with a lot less of that baggage, which actually kind of creates a divide between, like, you know, the Africans and the Black Americans in America. And I don't know how like viscerally bothered just your average African hotel staff would be seeing that you know, white guy with a Black woman, because it's probably very common over there. I mean, honestly, why do you think white guys travel to poor countries? Wink, wink.
The boyfriend, the YT boyfriend, has not even spoken about this on his social media. He's pretty popular himself. He has not spoken about it, hasn't even acknowledged it. Her family is hurting right now. They need answers. But he's pretty much going.
Is that really a thing? How often does that happen? L6 says, that's what I said. There have been third world staff assaulting and killing the guest. How much of that is a thing, though? I didn't realize that was, you know, I mean, it's possible. You're in the third world, right? But like, I didn't know if it was an epidemic, the way like this guy just used the term epidemic.
I'm silent to them, and this is just sad. It's a sad situation, but it's the unfortunate truth for many women, Black women, that decide to divest. Now, I don't want to beat her up. This is not to make a mockery of her passing, but she was a divestor that belittled Black men. If you go through her pages, you go through her comments, she constantly belittled Black men. She degraded Black men. She had very nasty things to say about Black men.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I stand corrected. Carmen, maybe it was one of the hotel staff. Maybe the butler did it. Carmen, I stand corrected. Maybe the butler did it. Who knows? This shit could be like a game of Clue now.
I do not know her background as of yet. I'm sure that's going to come out. I don't know if she's Black American, is she Caribbean, is she African. That's going to be very important to know as well, because that's going to tell us. But truth be told, all Black women divest. I believe Black American women do it to a lesser extent, but all women divest. So this is an epidemic that's just running rampant in the Black community. But many feminists, politicians, community activists, they won't speak on this. They won't speak on the harm. They won't speak on Black women divesting, bringing this negative energy into the Black community. This woman, RIP to her.
If she is divesting, then wouldn't that mean that by default, she's taking her negative energy out of the community?
But she would get online parading her luxurious lifestyle with her white tee boyfriend, right? This sells that idea and that dream to younger black women. To reach success, you have to get with a YT man. And she spoke about this. This is her words too. If you go on her page, she goes into detail. She has a whole thing. She goes into details about this, of how successful black women have to leave black men. And this is what she left it for. A lot of times you have these black women.
Now, if you're gonna say that, bro, you could have just pulled up the video and stitched it into yours. You're gonna make me go hunt for the video and heard like thousands of videos on TikTok, let alone Instagram. Come on, bro. Do the work.
That worship these white men. And this is a lot of times how they go out. I have many stories on my Delvin's Room 2.0 that you can check out, that this happens a lot. You understand? And it doesn't really get covered because, one, the Democrats don't want it to be shown. Two, the Republicans don't want it to be shown. The feminists don't want it to be shown. Why? Why are they hiding facts? You know what I'm saying? I think it's to divide the black community. She was a beautiful woman. Dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful woman. But black men wasn't good enough for her.
Feeling a bit rejected, are you, bro? You're feeling a little bit rejected, like, damn, she ain't even give me a chance.
Good morning, y'all. I'm irritated. I'm trying to figure out why nobody talking about this. Like, this shit is crazy.
Ain't no way I'm finna sit here and believe that Ashlee Jenae herself. You know why I'm not gonna believe that? Because black people know their history, and because they know their history, they wouldn't do this because that was something that was done to their ancestors, okay? So miss me with the nonsense. Now people are speculating that the fiance had something to do with it.
He did.
This has neither been confirmed or denied, but data shows that women a lot of times get yeeted by the person that they are romantically involved with. So I wouldn't be surprised if this comes out to be true, if it comes out to be true that he actually has something to do with it. Now I hope he didn't.
You know what's hilarious to me? I know for 100% that if her alleged fiance, right, was so-called black man, that dude, Controversial Shannon, will be calling him everything but a child of God, right? But because he's Caucasian, now he's hoping that he ain't do it. I'm going to tell you, just like you tell black men all the time, she should have chose better. Yeah, I got no sympathy for divestors. None whatsoever. This is what happened when you choose Zaddy.
Niggas really be butthurt, bro. Like, it's some of the most amazing levels of butthurt are pouring out of TikTok right now.
Yeah. The soft life, right? The soft life is so much better when you date outside your race, right? Well, here's what I do know. I know black men ain't allegedly doing that to their fiancés right after proposing to them.
Yeah, they do, bro. All men do it, all right? Let me not say that if you get quoted out of context, but this is the thing that's just common to the male species, okay? Partner violence is a thing that people engage in, men and women, right? You don't even want to get into this number. You know what? Somebody pulled up a chart. I should have saved this because it was fascinating to really think about. But do you know before? Well, let's put it this way. Once feminism hit and we had like divorce and you know, free love and the pill, the rates of women poisoning their husband's coffee dropped dramatically. Women used to poison their husbands all the time. Like divorce, and we don't get divorced, right? One of us got to die. And women would like find a way to get out of the marriage by, you know, poisoning the husband. And apparently that kind of started to trail off around like the 60s or whatever, because, you know, divorce becomes a lot easier and more common. But interpartner violence is a thing that people do, you know, wrapping it in the skin of whiteness and blackness doesn't actually help you.
Right? We actually protect our women, but if you listen to Negroes like him, right, he'll tell you otherwise. This is why, like I said, this shit is hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me, man. Let this be a lesson to all you fucking divestors out there. That's the end result.
This nigga look like he want to fight a divestor. He got like some really hostile anti-divestor energy right now. He would beat a divestor up right now. I wonder if this nigga did it. We need to check his hard drive. This nigga looking a little suspect right now. Shout out to the Kuna Coons. Welcome to the show with the 5-ball hail from Mount Coon. How's the weather up there on Mount Coon? All right. Any angry divestors up there?
I hit a woman for the first time in my life, and I'm having fun. Get back in the kitchen.
And I don't feel no type of sympathy or nothing. She should have chose better. I'm gonna end this off by saying this, like, cause I'm gonna be for real. What happened to her was actually kind of messed up. So I'll say this: rest in preference to Ashlee Jenae.
Bro, it's not funny, bro. Like, why do you think this is funny? Like, really, bro? If a black guy had done this, if she'd have went on this vacation with Kevin Gates and this had happened, would you be thinking this is funny? Like, you niggas really killed me, bro. You guys got to stop. You need to do a self-inventory. You clearly have issues, my dude.
Got a white boy on my roster. He be feeding me pasta and lobster.
Bro, like, they really, look at this nigga cheesing. Look at this nigga cheesing. Shout out to Bessie Michelle. Niggas are really happy that a divestor got divested out of the game. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I joke about all kinds of shit. I've made horrible jokes. I've made jokes that I probably should have taken back. You know, it's funny. I got a community warning from a stream I did the other day talking about Black Snape. I was about to get a strike because I joke about all kinds of things, and then the community guidelines be like, hate speech, nigga, that's hate speech. But then you got people who really, really seriously are having a good time with this. Like, wow.
Okay, so we have more information about the death of Ashlee.
This is part 2 of discussing. Ooh, I'm gonna have to take me a deep breath. Okay, so this young lady's name is Ashlee, and her family and friends are calling for us as, you know, people of color, black, brown, whatever, to rally for her. And a lot of the time, I can't sugarcoat this. She made herself extremely hard to defend. She is a black woman who dated white men with the intention to degrade, berate, and belittle black men.
Damn, even she's in on it. We even got a Keisha in on it. God damn. They really hate the divestment crew. And, you know, and I saw Free Zone type this in the chat earlier, and I think I've said this. I said this on air when the divestors first came to my attention years ago. They're actually kind of funny in the grand scheme of things. And technically, at least in their views on black men and black community, divestors are some of the most right-wing black women you'll ever come across. It's such a fascinating combination of you know, the image of black woman, but spouting what's effectively right-wing anti-black male stereotype, but not even all stereotypes. Some of it's accurate, you know, talking about different things. They're not completely wrong in their criticisms, but like I said, I was fascinated at right wing that they generally come off. You know, the Divestors are an interesting bunch. You know, I got no hate for them, but they are a fascinating group of people unto themselves.
And now they pulling up all her old posts and things like that, and they are saying, no, they not riding for you. Ming, can you handle the situation? I want your opinion. Here it is. We as Black women, we pride ourselves on looks, money, and everything else, but some of us don't have the cognition or the fully frontal lobe developed to understand every Black man is not responsible because we chose to date a couple that wasn't shit. Okay? Every Black or brown woman on this planet dating Black American men, some of them ain't shit. But you can't say all of them ain't shit because we ain't dated all of them. And if you've dated all Black, that's just not physically possible. There's like millions of Black men. Fuck that. The point is this. You had all of that to say about Black men. A Black man would not have taken you on a trip and took your life. That's just the bottom line. That's why I said, y'all better get smart. You better ignore Shira 7. You better ignore, what's that other girl on Facebook that's dating a white husband and all that shit, because this kind of mindset will get your life took. Well, what about the Black men that take Black women's lives? It does happen, but it doesn't happen as often as it would happen with a situation like this. Because the minute that you forget that he is your white savior, he took you out of your situation, he's going to remind you what he thinks of you, your ancestors, and that's exactly how he's going to respond. If you are a Black woman and you fix your mouth to come to this internet and tell other Black women that they need to date Black men because Black men ain't shit, that they need to date white men because Black men ain't shit, you need to remind them of this story and so many others.
And this is why the divestor hate mob, you kind of look crazy yourselves, right? The Divestors got their own issues too. Like, we can criticize them a little bit too, but like, you guys look worse than them technically, or at least on the same wavelength, right? Like, you do have a level of irrational hatred and hostility. And then also, if she actually said those things, post the video. That's how I roll. If I can find, I look for the exact thing that I'm talking about so I can put it in the content and then comment off of it so we can all be on the same page. If you're unable to do that, at some point you just start to look like you're capping, like you're just freestyling now. So like, post a video. She's a very, very heavily online girl, right? A lot of what she thinks and does is online. So find it and post it.
Okay, it could happen with a Black man, but it's less likely. Now, you might be a single mom. You might have to fight a little bit, but this kind of shit is not going to happen. A Black man is not going to, we can't even say it on camera what he did to her. And you know what it is. His ancestors took a hold of him.
She said his ancestors took a hold of him. She said that white man reverted back to factory settings. The white man, he went back to his basic settings. Gonna have to reprogram him to 2026 levels again. He went back to 1905 levels. Thought it was 1868 all over again. White man went back to factory settings. And you see, that's how they always hit you. That white man gonna remember his whiteness, and that's gonna be the end of you.
Story and so many others. Okay, it could happen with a Black man, but it's less likely. Now, you might be a single mom. You might have to fight a little bit, but this kind of shit is not gonna happen.
Did you just say that? You might be a single mom. You might have to fight a little bit, but he won't die. You see? Black love, y'all. She really just said that shit.
You might be a single mom. You might have to fight a little bit, but this kind of shit is not gonna happen.
It actually does happen, though. A lot of those fights actually go too far. Like I said, the DV rates, the domestic homicide rates, you really don't want to play. You know what? Let's play that game. Let's play that game. Let me run over to one of my favorite online AI apps right here. Let's go to Grok. let's ask Grok. Let me just boil it down. Bandit introduced this question earlier, so we're going to just go there for a minute. Reported rates of domestic violence between Black people and white people. Thank you, high school typing class. Some skills never leave you. Ooh, it's thinking about my request. Let's see. Yeah, combine all the sources. Facebook. Come on, come on. Can you just give me the day? We got Grok thinking really hard. I feel like Grok is trying to not be racist. Grok is trying so hard to not be racist. Look at how hard he's thinking. Grok is really, really trying to, like, I'm thinking about it, and you keep thinking about how high the Black numbers are. Can you just type it out in one block for me? Stop rolling this shit up off the screen. Grok knows. Grok really knows, but it doesn't want to say it plainly. Grok is trying to save his life. Listen, they already mind wiped him one time. They already mind wiped Grok last year, okay? Grok was getting a little bit too woke. Grok was noticing things about all kinds of things. Grok got racist and anti-Semitic all at the same time last year, and somebody had to press the button on Grok. Grok doesn't want to get mind wiped again. It is being very, very careful about how it answers this question. But it literally thought for 1 minute and 11 seconds. You realize that that's an eternity in algorithm life. How many calculations can your average computer conduct in 1 minute and 11 seconds? How many calculations does the human mind conduct in 1 minute and 11 seconds? You understand how long they thought about that in computer time? You realize that is a devastating stat. I haven't even read the rest of it. The fact that you took that long to think about such a simple question, it leads to just even more questions. I'm telling you that. Thank you, SKC. That is an eternity for an algorithm. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Black people have higher reported rates of domestic violence, or also known as IPV, intimate partner violence, than white people in the US. Government data, both as victims and offenders. Because Keisha got them hands, right? Keisha got them hands, and she will let you know. Keisha have no problem sharing her hands with you and the world. This holds in per capita terms from victimization surveys and police reported incidents, though absolute numbers are higher for whites due to population size, right? So per capita strikes again. And I've heard niggas say per capita is just a white racist conspiracy to make Black people look more violent. So there you go. The non-Hispanic Black rate of intimate partner violence is 4.7 per 1,000, and the non-Hispanic white rate is 3.9 per 1,000. So almost an entire standard deviation ahead. It's like literally almost 1 whole point ahead. You can round both those numbers up. Respectively, 3.9 becomes 4, and 4.7 becomes 5. So it's literally 1 standard deviation away, I guess you can say, right? I told you, the numbers are damning. And yes, white men do bury holes. They do dig holes in the backyard too. Like, the reputation still stands, but the numbers for Black men are not You're not gonna get vindicated. The numbers are not vindication, all right? You niggas be doing a lot. But the news don't like to focus on you because it's 2026 and we have agendas to push.
You need to remind them of this story and so many others, okay? It could happen with a black man, but it's less likely. Now, you might be a single mom. You might have to fight a little bit, but this kind of shit is not going to happen. A black man is not going to, we can't even say it on camera what he did to her. And you know what it is. His ancestors took a hold of him.
That last bar was crazy work, though. That last bar was crazy work. He got reset back to factory settings. I'm telling you, happens a lot.
And as promised, today we're covering Ashlee Robinson, who went by Ashlee Jenae on social media. And to the authorities in Tanzania, first and foremost, you need to work with Ashlee's parents and provide them everything you know.
Now, for real, you can look at this man and see that he has ulterior motives.
Why would you just do that? Oh my God! Now you can look at him and you can just you can see the slave master in him. He literally has Calvin Candy physiognomy. Look at him. Calvin Candy. This is Candyland physiognomy right here. He's shaped like a nigga that beat a bitch. David, can you see it? Does he have beat a bitch physiognomy? Is he built like a wife beater? It's crazy work. The internet is going ham, I'm telling y'all.
And that's the messed up thing about it, because you just never know what a person is capable of. But like I said, in this world today and all the shit that has been exposed, I wouldn't put shit past anybody. And honestly, I mean, just being real, look at the parents too, because you never know, because some of these people's parents are a part of Freemasonry. Also, they're a part of the Eastern Stars and things like that. And them motherfuckers get down.
I thought the Eastern Stars was a black thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Eastern Star was a black thing, because we do have like black masonry. I don't know if they'll ever let you niggas get up to the 33rd level or beyond, but you know, there is black masonry, and the Eastern Stars I thought was like, you know, a lower tier subset of that. And David in the chat says he has aura like a colonizer. I too have been told I have colonizing aura, by the way. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Honey, don't even make me bring up the Trayvon Martin and the Kanika Jenkins and other cases. Now, for real, you can look at this man and...
Imagínate tú, vender una vida de lujos en las redes.
Damn, we even got the Latinos in this shit. I am not about to translate this.
Y'all, I just had to share this story with you really quickly because...
So there has been an update. The Tanzania police are holding his passport. He is not allowed to leave the country at this point. Joe McCann is being held in Tanzania. He is not allowed to leave the country.
So wait, he left Zanzibar and he made it to Tanzania? Damn, he was almost back to Russia. He almost made it. He almost made it. Nigga zigged when he should have zagged. He forgot the old smuggling routes, man. He had to pay the right people. He didn't pay the right people. He probably tried to take a regular plane out. Like, nah, you should have hired the smugglers, man. They had to sneak you out the country in the back of a pickup truck. You know those Toyota trucks with the machine guns on the back? What do they call them? Technicals? He had to pay a guy to sneak him out on the back of one of those things.
At this point, they're saying he is not a suspect, but until everything is fully investigated, he is being kept, in Tanzania, which I am happy to hear because it's, this is very, very mysterious, and it's just so many unanswered questions. And the fact that there is a 11-hour gap or lapse from when she died until, you know, from and then the fact that he didn't even report her death to her parents. It was the hotel that reported it. And then there is some alleged stories out that they were arguing while there and they had to be separated.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad.
Ashlee Jenae is a 31-year-old black woman influencer who was engaged to white man Joe McCann. Ashlee Jenae was recently found in her Tanzanian hotel room hanging and unalive, as you can expect. And as we see here in this first example, that Ashlee Jenae was a divestor. She believed that black men were beneath black women and that dating black men equated to settling for less and struggling for love. So I just want to show a quick couple examples.
Ashlee Jenae thought that black men were embarrassing every day. Ashlee Jenae also had a fetishization for mixed children. You see, a lot of black women internalize and pretty much harbor on their negative dating experiences with black men. And that in turn causes them to believe that other races of men are somehow better people than the black men that they've chosen. So it's imperative that we teach our young black women to look inward in reflection to their dating choices, or at least have the ability to do so. Because every time you have a negative experience dating, it doesn't mean that an entire race of men are less than or beneath you, especially the ones that were, on slave ships with you. But to not...
You niggas really gonna milk that slavery thing till the end of time, ain't you? We was on the boats together. Why don't you love me, Keisha? That shit's not gonna work, nigga. That shit is not. Keisha don't give a shit about that goddamn boat. I keep telling you niggas, these chicks do not care about your slavery and your black solidarity. You need to come with something better than we was chained up together. You really think that bitch want to be reminded of the lowest point in history? No. We was on the boat together. No, stop. The fact that you keep thinking about that boat is why she keep looking at the white man.
Divulge into a different topic totally. I believe it's so important to teach black women just how, dangerous it is to date not just only outside of your race. It's not like she was with an Asian man. It's not like she was with a Hispanic man. She was with a man who believed in AI data centers and voted for Trump. So this is not just dating.
Oh, he's a Trumper? Why do we even assume that? Is every bald-headed white guy with slave aura a Trump supporter too? You realize all the slave owners were Democrats, right? Why can't his slave-owning physiognomy be sign of his Democrat loyalty? He's automatically a Trump supporter because he has Candyland physiognomy. That's a crazy leap to go there, all right? It's a crazy leap. You don't know that. Maybe he is, but you got to show me proof. Niggas just be making assumptions, because he white, he got to be right. Like, stop.
Race. It's not like she was with an Asian man. It's not like she was with a Hispanic man. She was with a man who believed in AI data centers and voted for Trump. So this is not just dating outside of your race. This is dating literally. This is literally looking for the outlier amongst people who would, other than the fact that they're sexually attracted to you, they would hate you and hate your existence. And these are the type of things that happen. And I'm also not asking black men for empathy on this, because we don't have to ask black women for empathy.
No empathy. This is one of the most troubling developments not development, but this is like one of the more troubling I guess you can say, because of the online gender war, both parties, black men and black women, are at the lowest levels of empathy probably ever for one another. The online gender wars have pretty much obliterated what little bit of solidarity there was between black men and black women.
When these situations, like when black men date white women and they lose their lives. So I think it's all equal. I think she's getting the treatment she deserves across the internet. And I hope that her losing her life is a lesson to black women across the planet. Because you have a negative experience with a black man, it does not mean that a potentially racist man is the answer.
Ashlee Jenae is a 31-year-old black woman influencer who was engaged to white man.
Well, I'll be damned, y'all. Zaddy done had another black woman in 2026, and we only 4 months in. Matter of fact, I saw a post that 20 black women have already been deleted this year. And this would make 21, by the way.
Niggas are keeping count. Niggas are keeping score like it's the playoffs, bro. Niggas will be trading stats on divestors in a couple of years. Gonna be taking bets. Polymarket's gonna get in on this. You can probably bet. See how many BWs get offed by their white husbands in a year. January 31st, you can collect and see if you were right. I'm telling you, wait till Polymarket gets in on this. Wait till DraftKings figures out a way to monetize this shit. They took SKC's body ball concept. That's crazy work.
This woman was found strung up after her husband strangled her to deletion, right? And he basically hung her lifeless body up to try to portray it as like do or die attempt, right? We don't take talk, so I gotta say do or die. Oh, it gets worse. There are self-hating tweets from this lady. Get a load of this, y'all. Get a load of this. I've been saying since the 3rd grade, my children will be mixed. LMAO. This is from 2013.
Damn. And that hurts your feelings, didn't it? That hurts your feelings. She wants a baby with light eyes and curly hair. And he was like, why she won't pick me? We was on the boat together. She supposed to pick me. You're supposed to love me. Why do you sound like niggas are really starting to remind me of Eminem? What was that song where Eminem killed his wife? Where he was like, so long, bitch, you did me so wrong. That's how the black male anti-divestor crew sounds like. They sound like Eminem when he killed Kim in that first record.
This is from 2013, y'all. Not only did she go out dating outside of her race, she went out being a self-hating BLK woman, by the way. This is a damn shame. We 4 months into this year and already 20 of y'all have been taken out for dating outside your race.
It is really strange that you just have that number on hand. Like you looked into that number.
Two of y'all, well, like, yeah. So that means like
I mean, niggas need hobbies, I guess, right? Maybe tracking interracial homicides against black women is just your hobby.
5 of y'all are losing y'all life a month for dating outside y'all race. And of course, Zaddy gonna get a pass, so it's only gonna get worse, because these YT men see that y'all give them passes. As per usual, I just want to say rest in preference and swirl in peace.
Yeah, rest in preference. I don't think that phrase started with this incident. I think that phrase was already out there, but they're definitely dunking on this girl with that phrase, rest in preference. Like that is that is crazy. That's your hobby, bro. That's wild. Rest in preference is like the ultimate clapback that niggas done came up with. And I don't know if black women came up with it first because of some black guy. Because, you know, every now and then there have been a couple of cases where like a black man got killed by his white girlfriend and it made the news and all the Keishas were like, I told you about them Beckys. Becky reverted back to her factory settings or whatever, right? And so I don't know who initiated the rest in preference slogan, but it's hitting like a bar. God damn, that's a gut punch.
Okay, so boom. I'm sure you've heard of the influencer, Ashlee Jenae, who went on vacation for her 31st birthday to Tanzania with her fiance. She got engaged on the vacation and then suspiciously died. He came back to the States, didn't report it for 2 days. He said she hung herself. It's just like the whole thing is weird. I'm not familiar with her content, and I'm really sad that this is how I've become familiar with her and who she is and all this type.
Why are you niggas tracking this shit like sports scores, bro? This is not like stats. They're going to start coming out with trading cards for divestors. Watch. You niggas are going to come out with a whole deck of divestor trading cards. The Emperor says, nigga said Keisha is going to break the single season deletion record, bro. This is not a contact sport. You niggas are watching that Divestors like it's a contact sport. Gonna come up with trading cards and everything. Niggas are amazing. Listen, I want to tell you again, I am not with these niggas. I am just here to comment on the spectacle. This shit is getting a little bit out of hand.
Stuff. The response to all of this from Black men is so like hostile. Like
Divestors the Gathering. God damn it. Not Divestors the Gathering. Oh my god. Don't come up with an actual turn-based card game.
Something bad about Black men? Because this is a little bit more than the usual hotepery foundational Black American hating on, you feel me, the loving v Virginia tees. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like niggas are being like hostile, like damn. Like it definitely gives
Now, to be fair though, I really hate watching the Black women play clueless. Like, oh my God, why are you men acting so hostile? What has made you guys so aggravated? Like, bitch, you. Like, I hate that is such a thing chicks do, the gaslighting. Oh my God. Like, you know what's going on. You know all the horrible things that get thrown around, right? Don't act like dudes just came out of nowhere with this bitterness and this hostility. Like, it's you, bitch. Like, you, I'm not even going to put it on her individually, but like, stop acting like Black women's hands are clean in this war, all right? It's a war. War implies both sides are engaged in combat against each other. If it wasn't that, we'd be calling it like a raid or an airstrike or something. Like, no, this is a war. It's a gender war. Women are doing their thing. The men are doing their thing. But you want to pretend like, oh my God, these guys, what happened? What set them off? You, bitch, that's what set them off. You.
Was into it, and I'm just trying to figure out what, like, I missed something, and that's okay because, like I said, I wasn't familiar with her. But can someone fill me in? Because I swear I've been reading some of these comments like, hold on, y'all, hold on.
Bro, a Shira 7 hologram card sounds retarded, and don't be giving her no ideas, bro. Don't be giving her no ideas. You know, I think her husband just passed, and she probably needs some more monetization opportunities. A Shira 7 hologram card would be a big seller.
This lady, she must did something. Not to deserve death. I'm saying, you know how y'all get when you have someone on radar that you have a problem with and then something happens. You know how y'all get. Also, intimate partner violence is so fucking scary and it's so fucking common. And the thing that really scares me most about it is it's like, you just never know. Like, you never know what the fuck folks got going on because women literally die every day at the hands of like the men who are supposed to love them and cherish them and take care of them. Like, definitely rest in peace to her. She did not deserve that. She was so fucking gorgeous.
It's because she was pretty. You know, pretty privilege really is the thing. I think a lot of you people wouldn't even care as much if she was like a 3. If she was like a 3 or below, none of you niggas would care as much. But a lot of you dudes wish you could have smashed, and so you feel some type of way. Like this is really like straight up a level of penis envy. White man took a baddie off the game. Not only did he take a baddie out of the game, he took her all the way out of the game. He said, after I had her, nobody can. And you niggas feel some type of way about that. You niggas really do have some type of like penis envy right now. It is very odd, but it has to be said. That white man took a baddie off the table and then took her all the way out of the game, and now nobody else can sample the baddie. You niggas wanted to sample the baddie. That's all that you really cared about. If she was ugly, you probably wouldn't care as much. You'd have been like, you know what? You got that one. You got that one. You good. You good. I wasn't even gonna do nothing with that one anyway.
Some people are being real cold about this Ashlee Jenae story. And some people just have to say it, right? It's because she didn't get with a Black guy. And people are looking at it kind of like, well, if you want to be with the oppressor, the slave master, I'm just going to run down some arguments. This is
Yeah, I'm gonna let this play for a second, but goddamn, this is exactly my sentiment. Like, yo, you niggas are doing way too much, right? You got to stop enjoying this stuff too much, bro. You guys are having way too good of a time with this, man. Like, literally, just let the girl rest in peace, okay? Not preference, you dumbass nigga, in peace, all right? Guys are enjoying this way too much. You don't understand. This looks very odd on the grand scale. Like, I think Ty City just typed something in the chat. Yeah. Racially cucked. Like, stop crying on the internet. It's starting to look weird, bro. You're looking very cucked right now, and just don't do it. Pathetic and creepy, exactly. Like, literally, spouses get off every day, B. I don't know why you're making this such a dramatic, complex racial issue.
Not necessarily how I feel. For entertainment and educational purposes, TikTok, don't be weird and take this video down. Nevertheless, let's go to the argument about, yeah, it's because she didn't get a black guy, so people is feeling like, well, you get what you know. I look at it and say, it's not necessarily because of that. It's just that young Ashlee embodies something that a lot of human beings are seeing on this earth. And first and foremost, she looks the part. Like, if it was going to be a story about this happening, she fits it. So she's a cautionary tale. And to be a cautionary tale, there's always going to be different people paying attention to your story and being cautious about it. One of the things that to be cautious about, even if you don't want to face it, is that for the most part, Ashlee made some choices that led to this point in her life. She wanted to get spoiled, and she got spoiled. She wanted to do something different. She got something different. She wanted to not be with a black man. That was a choice as well. And people say, well, you know, black men do things just like any other people do things. So let's keep the conversation there. Men.
Yeah, SKC, I think you're absolutely right, by the way. If she had got like offed by her boyfriend, which I think something like that happens almost every day. If a black man had killed his baby mama, if she had got offed by her baby daddy, nobody would be making all of these online resentment videos about her and her lifestyle, right? But because it was a white zaddy, online resentment must happen now.
Human beings do things that are disgusting and despicable and diabolical, but human beings, men, are men regardless of their color. And that's something that the young Ashlees of the world offended a lot of people, because they believe that, oh, if I get a white man or a Mexican man or an Asian man, my soft life, my pampered princess life, that life is going to just be so much amazing. And I can, you know, throw it in people's faces that, look, everybody do want black women. I can give you just, man, within the last year, over 50 names of interracial couples where the white man was the aggressor to the black woman. But even if we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, to answer your question, is it because she didn't get with a black guy? Yeah, that's the reason for a lot of people. You got to know that's the reason. Like, you don't got to ask that question. It's like, duh, people want to be politically correct, but that's the reality. They look at her and sadly, they're not having sympathy for this person. This person right here, like, may she definitely rest in peace, because that happened, bro. And it was a sad story. And as it come out more, it's going to be even sadder. She was found unalived in her hotel room in Tanzania, and come to find out.
Was it Tanzania or Zanzibar? Because the initial reporting says they were in Zanzibar. Now, he was allegedly like detained in Tanzania. I think these are two separately sovereign countries. I don't think these are the same countries at all. So we got to get some clarification on that.
It happened days before So dude is just do walking around, you know.
Tanzania is Tanzania and Zanzibar the same thing? What is Zanzibar? A region of Tanzania? Listen, I suck at African geography. It's not a very important goal of mine. I have no idea what it's really shaped like, where all the countries are. Is Tanzania and Zanzibar the same thing? Somebody help me out here.
Don't know really what to do with the situation, or just going to wait. I seen a story where a military dude gunned down his black melanin colored wife, and didn't get a lot of time for that situation. You know, got out of that, wiggled right out of it.
SKC says there are no sovereign African countries, but that's another conversation. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to Africa and do some more philosophical inquiries again at some point. Ever since we discovered African time, I've learned so much more since then. It's even African time is just the surface of it. We're just scratching this top layer. Africa is really a fascinating place, man.
Real foundational Black American, man, share videos like this because it highlights our point that the world is still racist, and we understand that there's other races that don't like us, but the number one that don't like you is going to fit this description. Charlie Kirk's long lost cousin type of description, you know?
What the hell Charlie Kirk got to do with anything? Dudes just be throwing stuff out there. What the hell does Charlie Kirk have to do with anything? They're just mentioning white guys that they've been told to hate.
Okay, so boom.
So I'm sure all you guys heard this by now, that Ashlee Jenae, the black woman, that was strangled by her white husband, right? And so it was found that she lost her life, she passed away, at a hotel, correct? Somebody literally predicted that he was going to take her life. Check her Instagram and check the comment section 20 weeks ago. That is crazy. Not only that, some black man was saying rest in preference. She was hey, you can't believe what she said on social media about black men. She called black men abusive. Here's this. She wanted mixed children growing up. Look what she said about black men, right? Now, I think it's horrible.
Literally two kind of offhand throwaway posts, right? It's not like she has the whole Divestor channel. It's not like you really have like audio of her saying all kind of heinous things, right? And those statements were unkind, perhaps, black men being abusive or whatever, but not necessarily totally inaccurate, right? There is a truth there. We just pulled up the IPV and the DV numbers. Black America does have an issue there, but I'm not prepared to like call her some type of anti-black male hater. Like, you guys be doing way too much.
Cordons to her family, right? Look at the way he was looking at Ashlee through these pictures. Like, that's crazy. And remember when this black man was unalived by his white girlfriend and black woman was laughing, celebrating rest in preference, right?
Thank you, Anton. All right, we got some geography lessons right here. Zanzibar is part of Tanzania, but with autonomy. Zanzibar is not an independent country. Okay, thank you. Now we've tied those two loose threads together. Now it actually makes a lot more sense. Appreciate that.
Because that black man said he would rather sleep with a white dog than a black bee. That is crazy. And I'm going to call out both sides. I think it's sad, black men and women that lost their life, right? Unfortunately, but y'all gotta understand, when you have a white girlfriend or a white man and you get your life taken away by them, and black people see these posts, you bring it down your own people, rather black women, black men, black people are going to laugh at you. They're also going to say rest in preference to you. You don't want that to happen. I just feel like if you're dating outside your race, please don't bring down the black community. You know what I mean? Love who you love. Black men and black women. If you're dating them, please watch what you post on social media. You don't want other black people celebrating and making all these jokes about you. Like, that's what you get. You don't want that to happen, okay? I just feel like it's sad both ways to them. My personal opinion. It's my opinion. But that's crazy, man. So I'm sure...
Well, I'll be damn. Damn. Zaddy strikes again. Anytime a nigga does a shirtless TikTok and it look like he's sitting on a toilet, horrible things are about to come out of this one. Shirtless TikToks while you're sitting on a toilet never sound good, bro. I can just tell from the intro, this is about to be awful.
Zaddy done struck again. Another black woman who proudly embraced being a watchdog to white supremacy has been unalived. Just the other day, a black woman made a video saying black women need to normalize asking black men how does it feel to still be getting hung from trees in 2026.
I still think it's time that we as black women need to normalize asking black men how do they feel about the fact that they are still being hung from trees in 2026.
That bird brain has yet to make a video about this black woman. Zaddy says she hung herself. Notice that every time Zaddy unalives a black woman, how all these divestors and so-called black feminists go hush hush. 20 weeks ago, somebody left a comment under one of her posts saying that Zaddy was going to unalive her.
No, not the Law and Order thing.
Right? This is the funny part, right? Just look at who some of these women who try to divest take dating advice from.
White men are sweeter to their wives, well, the white men who date black women. Every black woman that I know that formerly was with a black man and is now either married or with a white man is happy.
Yeah. The online gender war between black men and black women, it has like multiple fronts, multiple layers. There's just the straight up black men, black women thing. Then there's like the divestor thing. It's levels to it, you know? There's this corporate hate. You know, you niggas that went to the Ivy League universities, you think you're too good for black women. There's all kind of levels to the black male-female gender war.
She looks so peaceful.
So I totally know I'm a dating coach. I've been a dating coach for 13 years for black and brown women. And I want you all to know that a black woman and a white man combination has one of the lowest divorce rates. There are a couple of reasons for that.
You won't be having any arguments because she's dead.
Oh, that was a funny edit. Oh my God. Let me run that back a little bit. That was stupid. You niggas be doing a lot.
Eddie was going to unalive her. And then, right, this is the funny part, right? Just look at who some of these women who try to divest take dating advice from.
White men are sweeter to their wives, well, the white men who date black women. Every black woman that I know that formerly was with a black man and is now either married or with a white man is happy.
She looks so peaceful.
So I totally know I'm a dating coach. I've been a dating coach for 13 years for black and brown women. And I want you all to know that a black woman and a white man combination has one of the lowest divorce rates. There are a couple of reasons for that.
You won't be having any arguments because she's dead.
Where are all the outraged black women who say white men are better than black men? Some black women have been so whitewashed that they embrace the teachings of white supremacy and Willie Lynch like it's the slave master's Bible. This is the fate of any black woman who brands herself as a sex slave willing to be sold to the highest bidder. Zaddy needs to be stopped. Well, I'll be damned. Zaddy done struck again. Another black woman who proudly embraced being a white.
Just keep watching.
My issue with the Ashlee Jenae situation is I feel like a lot of motherfuckers just want to say gotcha to a black woman.
Yeah, that's literally it. That's literally it. And I'm here for it. This is why we are here.
Like, I feel like a lot of people are trying to pull up these old tweets from 2015, 2012 of her saying some shit that honestly ain't that controversial, right? And last time I checked, I thought it was okay for everybody to be on Twitter during the early 2000s saying whatever the fuck they wanted to say. Now, all of a sudden, y'all want to feel like it's a gotcha moment because this black girl got killed by this white man But 2 weeks ago, a black vice mayor in Florida got killed by her black husband. Next day, a woman by the name of Tracy McCullum got killed by her black pastor husband.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, spouses get offed every day, B. Y'all just making this a thing because a white man took a cute black girl out the game. Niggas got penis envy, I'm telling y'all.
And ain't nobody in outrage about that shit. So my thing is like, if you want to have a conversation about when black people date interracially and they start bashing each other, that's a separate conversation. But what we need to talk about is why the fuck was a white man able to unalive this black woman in an African country and nobody said nothing, and the African country didn't even protect her? That's what we need to talk about, niggas.
Africa don't give a shit about your black American ass. All right, as far as Africans are concerned, we are all white people to them. All right, we are all Mzungus.
Ashlee Jenae is a 31-year-old black woman influencer who was engaged.
So it looks like she really herself. Okay. I guess the official report is that she did commit, on her own. And they said they found her with her clothing tied around her neck and had to help her to get her down. And I guess when he found her, whatever. And they ruled it as he had nothing to do with it. Okay. Now, I said this on Threads this morning. This is what I said early this morning. I said she found out on the trip he's about to be broke, was stating she would leave him, and he her. Okay. Now, I said that this morning because I was reading about what he does, and there was this thing about people hemorrhaging a lot of money, and I figured he must have been one of them. And I figured he took her on this trip to propose to her, tell her he this and that and all that stuff. And oh, by the way, I'm about to be broke. Enjoy this last trip. And see, this could have went one of two ways. One, he actually did it and paid off the police, which is not that hard to do in Tanzania. Two, she really did do herself because of social media. I say social media because she lived her life on social media. She loved to floss on social media. She wanted it to be known. I got this, I get this, and I get this. And you're about to be a woman who may have to go get a job after you done flossed that, he got me a soft wig and I just paid $1,100 for these Chanel heels. And I just bought this and I just bought that and he buys me this. I got this extra soft life. Think about it. If you were that person who was on social media like that every day, I got this, I got that. Oh, he got me this, he got me that. And all of a sudden now you got to get a job. You can't get that stuff no more. I can literally see that driving a woman like that to the fate that happened to her by choice. I can really see it because some of y'all live so hard for social media. Doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. If that's what happened, that's even sadder than the thought of him.
All right, that noise is annoying. Ugh, killing me.
Ashlee Jenae thing, man. I'm not going to stay on this too long. And keep in mind, I don't glory or celebrate someone else's demise. But when this female was alive, she denigrated foundational Black American men. Now, I'm not sure if she's a foundational Black American woman, and she could be a tether, but she had some very vile things to say about us. I can't have sympathy for someone like that. Now, I feel bad for her parents. It's unfortunate, but
her mom got a white man too, though. You still feel bad? Or you didn't even know? That's the thing. You didn't even know. They hid that from the news until TMZ.
You reap what you sow. You lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. Now, I want to share a couple of thoughts that came to my mind. And I'm sure no one else thought like this. I saw on TikTok before where a white female had a message for passport bros. And they were basically saying that if they sat back and they watched how certain black males, what they had to say about black females. And their message was, if you do that to your own women, I don't want you, because at the end of the day, it's a woman. And because you had foul things to say about your own women, I don't want anything to do with you. What if this female's fiance, because he proposed to her, what if he took one for the boys? What if he sat back and watched and observed and saw what she had to say about foundational black men?
Do you hear the levels of retardation that we are approaching now? So apparently he hung it up because he wanted to strike revenge for black men. He didn't like her saying all these negative things about the FBAs. And so he was like, you know what? You can't talk about my niggas like that. Those my niggas. You better put some respect on my niggas' names.
What if he sat back and watched and observed and saw what she had to say about foundational black men, or just black men in period? And I don't like using the term black because we're not black. But what if he sat back and he observed that, he saw what she had to say about so-called black men or melanated men, and he decided to say, you know what? That's all right. I'm going to get something. I'm going to take care of that for them. Because see, he's the closest to her. And maybe he didn't do it himself with its own hands. Maybe he paid some of them Africans a couple of $100, maybe $1,000.
Oh my God. Because they're African, right? You can get their cheap labor, you know, couple of pennies. They gave one of them a pair of Jordans and he did the job, right? Look how like, this is a great term, actually. The mythologizing is a sickness. Shout out to Miss Cantrell in the chat. That is a great comment. This is just mythologizing on a level that is bizarre. It's incredibly bizarre to watch.
To do it for him. Maybe he paid someone to do it for him, because in a lot of those photos that we saw, he had that look in his eyes. To me, he had the look of a white supremacist. He had the look of a white supremacist clear dude.
But hold on.
So I wouldn't doubt.
If he's a white supremacist clear dude, why would he take her out because of her opinions on black men? Because, you know, it's not shocking that a white supremacist would have a black girlfriend. White, you know, it's not the first time that ever happened. But why would he take her out because she hates niggas as much as he does, allegedly? You see how this doesn't make sense?
If
they could have been hating niggas together in wedded matrimony. But no, apparently that's not how these things go in your mind.
He had someone else do his dirty work. Because what he told the authorities was that she had did herself in. How did he know that? How did he know that it was her that took her own life? Think about that for a moment. Why would he tell the authorities that? And why would the authorities let him go? They released him. So did he pay those crooked cops in Africa, in Tanzania, did he pay them to kind of sweep that under the rug and release him? Something to think.
Yo, that is crazy. It does give Fresh Prince vibes, Free Zone. How come she don't want me, man? I'm telling you, this shit does give the most desperate vibes ever. You niggas don't understand how weak you starting to look, bro. Just let this one go, man. Let this go.
Think about.
All you niggas skirts, your slip is showing right now. All you niggas slip is showing
So
right
I
now.
wouldn't doubt if he had someone else do his dirty work. Because what he told the authorities was that she had did herself in. How did he know that? How did he know that it was her that took her own life? Think about that for a moment. Why would he tell the authorities that? And why would the authorities let him go? They released him. So did he pay those crooked cops in Africa, in Tanzania, did he pay them to kind of sweep that under the rug and release him? Something to think about. But I don't have compassion for her because she chose him. And
damn, bro, no compassion, no empathy, no human emotions, no feels, nothing. Damn, bro. Okay, that's how you give it up. All right, I understand, player.
He chose him, and I guess the grass is not greener on the other side. I guess it's not as green as it looked on the other side. And I guess for black women, I guess black men aren't that bad, huh?
Oh my God. All right, we gotta stop. And look at that little smiling face he made too. Look at this son of a bitch. Oh my God.
On the other side. And I guess for black women, I guess black men aren't that bad, huh?
That I told you so face. Come on, nigga. God damn.
I guess it's not as green as it looked on the other side. And I guess for black women, I guess black men aren't that bad, huh?
Bruh. All the cringe. All the cringe, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's way too much cringe. You niggas just look terrible right now. You niggas really look horrible. I gotta tell you, the gloating is just a bit too much, you know. And I'm not switching teams. You're not gonna catch me on, pro Keisha or nothing like that. I'm just saying for today, your niggas look crazy right now. All right. I would tone down your enjoyment. Like I said, you niggas are at like an 8 or 9. I need you to bring it down to like a 6 or a 5. Stop enjoying this so much, bro. Loyalty farming. Huh? Stop enjoying this so much. You niggas are enjoying this way too much. It looks crazy. And you can't have her anymore, all right? You can't have her. She found her white man, and he made sure he was the last white man to ever have her, right? After he's done with her, you niggas can't have her no more. You just got to accept that. You just have to accept that and move on, all right? Mr. O said I'm going soft. Oh, man, goddamn. The gang is calling me out. Mr. O said I'm going soft on him, y'all. That means tomorrow I have to do something with extra misogyny. I have to do something with extra misogyny tomorrow. Nah, no panel on this one, SKC. I'm afraid. I am afraid to open up a panel on this one. You niggas go on TikTok and make your own videos. We're not about to let you spew all of your listen. I'm already getting hate speech strikes. Okay, I'm getting warnings. My other channel has a hate speech strike. It's actually over right now. I should be live streaming on there, but I just got demonetized. They took my whole channel. They took my demonetization. They demonetized my other channel for alleged hate speech because I was talking crazy about Tony Gaskins, and they tried to give me a hate speech. So I'm a little bit afraid of shit right now. All right, I'm a little bit of afraid to let niggas really express themselves because damn, it's getting hard out here for a pimp. It's getting really hard out here for a pimp. Look. Now he wants to bribe me. SKC is trying to bribe me into a panel. And he knows I like money. That's why it's not fair. He knows I like money, all right? This is why I'm about to start working again. Depending on super chats and shit.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
All right, damn it. Here you go. Here you go. It's about to be a mess up in here, isn't it? It's about to be a mess up in here, but you can't say I don't listen to my audience. You can't say I am not responsive to the audience. I go where the chat wants to go at times. So the link is in the chat. If you did want to come up and give your thoughts on this whole ugly drama, well, there you have it. I have given you the link. It's in the chat. You can tell us all how you feel about Ashlee Renee and her swirling life. Did she swirl too close to the sun? Let me know. Did Ashlee Renee swirl too close to the sun? The link is in the chat. You can tell me. Please, tone it down just a little. Tone it down a little bit. It is rubbing his hands like the Jewish picture. You niggas get on my goddamn nerves, all right? Not the Jewish picture. Come on, bro. Come on. I already told you I'm getting too many hate speech warnings and strikes. Okay. You guys are killing me right now. Shout out to my man Jamar with this 20 ball for today's panel. But you know what? I appreciate the support, though. If we're going to panel, we might as well do it right. Shout out to Jamar.
It costs a lot of money to bring the real. We don't care. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, gift stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine like jet flying, son of a gun, the biggest star of them all. It costs a lot of money to bring the real world champion on location. Only an Artie and Ricky. We do it better than everybody else. Don't wrap me up. No.
Oh, wow. Shout out to all the support in the audience, man. Deacon Day with the foul ball. He says, Bounty, the first person on that bull poop. Gotcha. I know people are going to say unkind things, but, you know, at least try to play the YouTube algorithm game. Don't get too crazy with your bitterness. Don't let the dark side of the force consume you totally. But the link is in the chat. If you guys want to come up and let it be known, the link is in the chat. Do you think she swirled too close to the sun? Shout out to D-Rock Den with the 199 for war. I guess we're having war now. We're having war. The link is in the chat. You guys can come up. Let me know how you feel. Yeah, no murderous ideations, American man, because that was literally the show that got me the hate speech and got me demonetized. But I don't blame you. I really think they was tripping though. Honestly, I really do think they was tripping. I'm in the background having all kind of tense conversations with the YouTube people because y'all niggas, your algorithm is way too sensitive, bro. You be calling shit hate speech when it ain't no hate speech involved. You just be trying to find a way to hate on a nigga. But that's neither here nor there. The link is in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Did Ashlee swirl too close to the sun?
Look, I'm not saying that he did it. And I'm not saying that he planned to do it. But if he did it and he planned to do it, he planned this extravagant, elaborate trip on celebrating her birthday, making her feel special and everything like that, asking her to marry him. And then he goes and takes her life, which he had planned to do, assuming he planned to do it. I don't know if he did it or if he planned to do it. But if he did all that, that's a different type of evil that we're dealing with. That is a sick, beyond imagination type of evil for you to do all of that shit just to take somebody's life. And you plan to do it. Look, I'm not saying that he did it. And I'm not saying that he planned to do it, but if he did it and he planned to do it, he planned this extravagant, elaborate trip on.
Hey y'all. So with all this talk surrounding Ashlee Jenae and her passing, guys, I thought I would come and share a few reasons why I personally don't think Black women should be in a rush to divest, which is dating outside of your race, and why I personally will never ever divest, guys. First I'm gonna leave us out, guys. I'm seeing Black men and Black women alike, under some of this woman's pictures and videos, saying things like, "Oh, that she got what she deserved," as if they had some type of gotcha aha moment, y'all. That shit is so lame. First of all, that's badass karma. That's evil ass energy to be putting in the air. It's so unfortunate that this woman fell a victim to her circumstances, and yeah, she was out here spewing a whole bunch of nonsense about why she has chosen to date out her race. But I think that we should definitely be more cautious about what we say in response to that, guys. We all know the effects of colonialism and how it's affected others worse than it's affected some of us, guys.
Not colonialism. All right, you took it all the way back to the colonies. And shout out to, we got AJ's rants and reviews up in here. I don't think you've been on the panel before. Welcome to the show, bro. I want to bring you up first. What do you think about this whole thing? Because I know you always have a lot to say about the whole gender politics.
What's up, man? Look at you doing the thing, man. Word's gonna get out, and these divestors they're gonna come for you next. Watch. They don't like it when people criticize them.
No, I've been actually fair and even-handed today. I think dudes have been going a little bit hard on the divestors. Like the girl died. We don't even know what happened. Y'all niggas dunking on her grave right now. You're doing a lot right now.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunate. But here's the thing about it is, I always use the term B-dub and not Black women. There's a difference between Black women and B-dubs, right? A lot of these divestors are B-dubs, right? B-dubs are the kind of, they're either just hood chicks, or there's something wrong where any Black man who has some sense ain't dealing with them. So they have to try and have this white man a trophy. And look, I don't care who you date. You want to date out, that's fine. But the stereotype is that when we date out, it's always Becky who's mid or big, and she's some trophy to us. That's what they do when they swirl. They will have the most neck-bearded, fedora-wearing, goofball, Cheeto-eating World of Warcraft white boy, and then have him like he's some trophy, and then be like, "Oh, well, everywhere that I go, oh, the brothers be staring at me funny." We don't care who they date. But they project onto us, what I'm saying, what they actually do. I think it's messed up that this person died, but the situation, these divestors are so hostile, they're so smug, they're so arrogant, they're so annoying that they can't really build any other type of alliances with any other type of like dating space or movement or anything else. So that's why everyone's dunking on them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, AJ, that's kind of like what I was saying earlier. That's why, like, as much as I'm trying to be a little bit even-handed about it, it's not like I'm ever going to switch teams because y'all chicks be doing a lot. Y'all doing way too much. Like, don't act like you didn't start this drama yourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The whole swirling divestor movement, even that whole kind of like swirler valley girl accent these swirlers do. You know what I'm saying? A chick is a swirler, but just this weird accent that they develop to be like, well, as a Black woman who only dates white guys, it's like you can tell, So their behavior is just annoying, and they just double down. That's all they do. There's no logic, no reason, no critical thinking, no nothing, right? Do you remember, was it last year, the year before, that English dude with the tattoos on his face was like, all you swirlers have got to know that us white men are just as bad as Black men. We cheat and we're terrible too, so we're not trophies. And all of the swirlers came for him. He was saying,
I don't remember him in particular, but that's not the uncommon. I've seen a couple. I might have seen that video now that you mentioned it with the English guy, but I've seen that a couple of times where like even white guys are a little bit turned off by the glaze.
He called him out. He said, "Look, why do you think that a white dude's any better than a Black guy? We do all the same stuff." And his whole comment section was full of all these swirler TikTokers and all this other stuff coming after him. And what's even crazier is this is how crazy these swirlers are. Travis Kelce's ex, she still posts pictures of him and her, even though he's been with Taylor Swift for how long?
What's that girl's name? Kayla something?
Kayla something or other. Her whole identity is being Travis Kelce's ex and hating on Taylor Swift. And all these B-dubs that I know are angry at the fact that a white boy that they don't know dumped a black woman for a white woman. It's crazy. It's just.
I want to explore this topic on another note, but I wonder, like, getting into like the psychology of like interracial dating and whatnot. I wonder if there's like a completely different mental framework for like black men who are dating interracially versus like black women. I wonder if there's some type of like ideological motivations underneath it for one side or the other, but I'm just sort of spitballing. I can't say for a fact here, but I want to move this around a little bit. American Man, welcome to the show, bro. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Anyways, did she divest too close to the sun, or are these niggas tripping or what?
So here I am just plumbing, and then I hear you call me out. I'm minding my business, and you call me out.
No, I was just fucking with you. I ain't really trying to blame that one on you, but you were really murderous on that one particular stream. It was uncharacteristic, but anyway, go ahead, bro. You got it.
Yeah, listen. So I'm with you on this. These dudes jumping up and down a little too much, and it looks and feels very weird. I don't understand it. I'm not sure why they're going this hard. It looks weird, and it just seems like dudes that don't get women. I don't know, man. When you've had a significant sex life and all of that, and you watch certain dudes, you're like, wait, dudes that give buns don't act like this. Like, what? I don't get why they're so happy about this. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I'm with you on this. I think they need to tone it down, and it does look bad. It does look bad, and that's my take on it.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned, not getting any, and I've kind of, I guess I've lived enough, like chronologically and just an experience where like I'm not moved just because beautiful woman anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things I've been through so much that just being a pretty face and all that, it's not enough to move you in that way. And I think I'm getting that vibe from a lot of these dudes too. It's like you guys are really just like pussy hungry right now. You feel bitter about it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, when you've dealt with a significant amount of women, you understand the dudes that don't get buns, the way they talk, the way they act. You understand dudes that do get buns, the way they talk, the way they act. These dudes are starved, bro. It's really weird.
I think it is a scarcity mindset because here's the thing: why do B-dubs, whenever they see a black man with a white woman or an Asian, it's because they think, oh, we lost one more, because they're thinking in a scarcity mindset, right? And any man who cares what a divestor says, I mean, that means that he's thinking, oh, here's another one who won't date me. You know what I'm saying? So who cares what they say? If you're like American Man says, where you're getting some, what does it matter? You're not going to care what divestors say. Because these divestors say all kinds of stuff bad about black men.
Well, let me just...
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because...
let me just say this one last thing, and then I'm going to pass it. I don't think it's a scarcity mindset. I think it's I don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to have you. And because they have this weird relationship where they worship whiteness, when they see you with a white woman, they start to question their decisions. That's what I believe it is.
I want to say one thing. I'm gonna give it to you, SKC, and this I think goes across the board. What you were just describing, AJ, I think it's black men and black women in their own respective right have that kind of scarcity mindset. Like, I can't believe you took another good man out the game. I can't believe you got a baddie out the game. Like, I think there's a little bit of that on both sides, but I don't know if it's so much a scarcity mindset. Maybe that, but I think there's just a sort of black people are very racially uncomfortable around white. There's just sort of a racial dissatisfaction I think a lot of black people have, and they project that onto white people in a lot of different ways. But SKC, I want to get your thoughts on this too.
What's going on, man?
Okay, first of all, I think for AJ, I disagree a little bit at the very beginning. The majority of your rant, I appreciate and everything, but I think the whole idea of black men not caring, I think a lot of the social media proves otherwise, that they do care. So I mean, even as we speak, I think Frieza was saying that you got a bunch of live streams going on right now. Was that Half and some other people, I think Chaotic Truth and stuff, and they're talking about Tariq Nasheed and leading the way for the FBAs and all of this stuff. So yeah, a bunch of black men do care about this. I think the whole group identity protection idea comes into play, you know, and it kind of hurts their identity to know that, you know, some female that they are attracted to was attracted to you know, someone that didn't look like them, and to a certain degree, I don't really think that they care that the lady died, because a lot of them typically state that that's going to happen anyway. uh I mean, a bunch of times you'll see wherever, um whether it's a black man or a woman, goes out and, you know, uh, or chooses a different race to couple with, Das Communitas has an idea that it's going to fail. I'll just leave it at that for right now.
Can I be racist for a second?
Hold on, give me 1 second, Snowman. Let me jump to True Hype first. You just jumped in here. I don't want to break the order too much. True Hype, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Shout out to the Coons. Hey, one of the big things though that to piggyback on what SKC said, man, it's like, not that it's gonna fail, but it's gonna go down in, you know, a blaze. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things that I've heard, you know, in all my time about people to speak like that. The group identity thing is like a little weird to me, especially when you don't abide by the same like rule set. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if this was like the 40s or 50s when everybody was still like kind of similar to, like, you know, kind of same upbringing or whatever, the ties that bind, if you will. But then again, you would have, like, you know, black and white households that would have similar values. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, right? I don't know. If anything goes, like, why is this a bridge too far?
Hi, speaking of black and white values, I got to come back to this at another point. I played some of that documentary about like black people back in the 50s, and I also came across a documentary recently about like white women, white housewives in particular, in that same time period. And honestly, I was struck that there is a lot of commonality between the two groups back then. Nowadays, obviously, are probably like, you know, different values and whatnot, but the values of America back then were just generally more universal. You know, even across racial barriers, they were in their respective worlds, but they effectively had the same level of values. It's interesting to think about that. Over time, the disparity has just grown incredibly, but like the value system is totally shot now.
I forgot one thing, Hood,
yeah.
just really quickly. Another just tiny facet of all of this that I found fascinating is that I believe that the majority of the people who were making comments and commentary on all of this in the negative towards the, you know, the woman, I find it odd that likely the majority of them voted for Kamala.
Oh, yeah, you dirty dog. You dirty dog.
Look, and that kind of what he just said kind of leads me back to, can I be racist real quick? I know that this is like the extreme example of this, but is this just yet again not another example of black women and black jobs coming up and them losing them?
What black job is this? What are you even getting at now?
What was she not? I mean, she had to do a job for the man in order to keep him, right?
I think you're stretching now. I think you're stretching now.
No.
That's what he said.
In order to keep him, she had to do her job. And she obviously wasn't doing her job. So another black woman losing. This is look, quit asking what black jobs are and what you're going to be losing, because it's just going to keep getting more and more extreme like this.
Well, Hood, you did say that it was like, a service with more steps, right? Did you not say that earlier in the stream?
I just ran AJ off. He's like, nope, I can't even. I'm not touching this. See you later, AJ. I'm gonna come pay your channel a visit one night too.
I don't even know what that was supposed to mean about black job. You totally threw me with that one. But hold on, True Hype, what were you trying to say? And I'm gonna get to you 1 second, Socrates. True Hype, what were you trying to say about extra steps? You kind of lost me for a second.
No, you know how like the whole influencer lifestyle or whatever, and
prostitution with extra steps.
Yeah, like going to Dubai, getting flued out. You know what I'm saying? Like being this quote unquote influencer, and then like not ever showing your dude or whatever, but somebody got to pay for the stuff, right?
Well,
and then where is the job that pays for this?
I'll tell you what, Socrates, you can jump in right after this, but I want to do this drop in honor of Snowman and his black jobs theory.
A lot of people seem to not understand me.
Science proves that the black woman is God. We're not just saying that.
And the black and Latino woman, they manifested themselves out of dark matter energy. All right.
I believe the black woman is God.
Black woman, God. I don't believe God, no man. I believe God, a black woman.
The black woman is God.
But my number one subject matter is the black woman is God. That's first and foremost.
Black woman is God.
The black woman is still God.
You're God, black woman.
The black woman is God. She is the creator. She is the sustainer. She is the provider. She is the first teacher of the children. She is everything to the black race.
But don't get it wrong. I am still a white man's whore.
Black jobs, y'all. Black jobs. Black Socrates.
Hey, look, if she was a real god, she would have manifested herself a breath of air.
Shut up, Mike. Shut up. Damn it. Black Socrates, what's going on, bro? Any thoughts? Jump in wherever you want.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Yeah, I don't really have much thoughts. I mean, people die, unfortunately, and sometimes a white man kills them. That's what I gotta say. I don't think that's really. I'm not sure what besides the color of his skin, I'm not sure what the controversy really is. I mean, throughout the past, 30 years, periodically a white guy kills his woman. That's just, happens like at least once a year, at least.
I mean, even then, it's not even a white, black, brown, yellow, whatever thing. Hating your wife is American culture. All right, all men hate their wives on some level. So, like,
but they don't all put them in a suitcase.
Like the idea that this happened doesn't have to have this racial overtone to it. You know what I mean? Hating your
no, I mean it was bound. I mean, if black women are gonna date white men, one of them are bound to end up in a suitcase. You know what I'm saying? Just based on statistics.
I don't know how true that is, though. That's why I pulled up the DV rates. Now, I wonder if there's a truth in the white man, black woman. Is there a spike in that particular relationship's DV rate? I don't know. I would argue probably not, but I'm not prepared to say.
I don't think it has. I'm not saying that white men and black or white relationships have high DV rates. I'm just saying that if a woman ends up in a suitcase, chances are a white man did it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, outside of the suitcase, I think if it's a suitcase, you're probably right, because there's a level of creativity in that. But we pulled up the DV numbers. Dudes have no problem bodying their wife, bro. I mean, black guys have no problem bodying their spouse, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I mean,
wait, black guys kill their women too?
Bro, I pulled up the numbers. Black violence, black interpersonal violence, the DV rate is like one standard deviation higher than the white.
Yeah,
when you say DV, you just mean violence or actually
I didn't separate for homicide, but that it all gets lumped together.
See, so that's the distinction. I'm saying that I believe chances are the homicide is going to be higher on the white guy's side. That's my understanding.
What are you basing that off of?
In terms of homicide rates?
Yeah.
Well, number one, I think the black community is a matriarchy, and that a lot of black pookies hold black women in high regard. So they might, and also there was a time period in 1970s and 80s where it was actually black men that would be killed more by their black women than the other way around. So why would, unless all of a sudden now, for the past 20 or 30 years, not only did black men sort of killing black women, but they outpaced white men. That's what happened.
Well, what happened if the percentage rate of death has always been higher?
But I just told you that black men were killed more so by their black women in the 70s and 80s.
No, that's an accurate stat. I've quoted
right.
That. Yeah, I know.
Right, but what does that have to do with white people?
Are you reading the screen right now, Socrates? This is from Grok.
Right,
I ran the numbers earlier, and it took Grok a few minutes. Grok had to think hard to come off racist, but it says yes, black people have a substantially higher reported rates of domestic partner homicide than white people in U.S. data, both as victims and offenders, which gives more credence to what you just said. Black men and black women both. Well, we just like bodies, bro. We catch a body every now and then. Just caught a body about a week ago. Fuck it. Like black people.
Hold on. Did it break down which side? Is it black men to black women or black women to black men?
I didn't read down further, but it literally said as victims and as perpetrators. So that would cover both sides. So the numbers are higher on both sides, male or female.
Okay.
So that's why
as the only white guy on the panel, I'd just be willing to, guess and assume, and this could be just conjecture, but I'd be willing to guess that white men and black men both equally get tired of black women at the same rate.
I think white men have more patience for that kind of thing, though.
Well, like there's certain stuff that's tolerated among certain cultures that's not. I mean,
I get that, but what I'm saying is disrespect is just disrespect.
Oh no. I'm actually bolstering your point. So, like, if we went to mainland China and we had a Western woman acting up, you think the mainland Chinese guy is going to put up with that?
No.
No, she's getting hands and feet.
Beat their women. Chinese guys in China are you don't want to mess around. All right, they do not play. They're like Nigerians or whatever. They're like, you might wind up in a bag or something.
Yeah, and we've heard the stories of the women going to the continent, Africa that is, going to the continent or whatever and disappearing. You know what I'm saying? Like recording their little videos and then all of a sudden they disappear and then somebody own their house. Somebody else own their house.
And you know what, Snowman, the thing that, you've kind of been a little bit vindicated in the sense of there's that stigma, that reputation, which I joked about today. I dig a hole in the backyard just in case chick get out of line. Whereas like, apparently you don't actually fill that hole all that often. Whereas black guys don't even dig the hole. They just leave the body there.
You'd be surprised how long one body will feed a flower bed.
Mr. O, I'm waiting to get into this conversation. What's going on?
Oh, not much. I literally was in a barbershop listening to this beautiful podcast you had put together. And salute to you, gentlemen. And literally, I'm looking at two different news podcasts talking about that. I'm like, dang, they really blown up this swirling ass chick real quick. Damn. Like black chicks from the internet don't die every day, B?
They do, but when a white guy does it, it makes it sexier,
Yeah, I mean, hadn't you experienced the whole BLM thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, people die every day, B. But then when
it's a lot of people that's not talking about this, like you said, from the divestors sector, like divestors zealot. Well, what's Crystalline Karras in that? Look, that's what I want to know. Where's Crystalline Karras in that? She has a lot of beat up swirler divestors blood on her hands.
No, not necessarily, because based, I just looked up the stats that conservative talked about, and based on the stats, I mean, the chance, I mean, you'd have to have more cases, I guess, or more higher sample space of white male, black female couples to make the argument that black women would be less safe with a white man than a black man. Because based on the current stats, it don't look too good for a black man and a black woman to be together and her not end up getting popped if she does die, it's gonna be in that situation.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's the normal, and then anybody can snap. It doesn't matter where what
True.
race.
Well, true hype.
Yes, but the problem is
one of the things that I find interesting about, from what I've heard thus far, she wasn't. She was kind of egotistical, right, and foul mouth and a lot of other things, right? So, could it have been just the situation of water sought its own level?
Maybe could have, but ironically, when we do discuss these things, whether it be a black man or a Chad or a Brad, it's a black woman that's always the problem in these situations. I'm just saying.
I wonder if she had been she probably hid her real self until she got the ring.
Yeah.
And then once the comfort of the ring it took over her, she was like, yeah. And she let her real self come out, and he was like, "Oh no, I got to kill this bitch."
Well,
so you're all believe that he killed her because according to
like I said initially, that's usually the pattern. I mean, she might have offed herself, but this is usually the pattern.
Hey, the main suspect is always like the boyfriend or the closest or whatever, like family
love
member
interest.
The last nigga that hit it is usually the guy that offed her, bro. 9 times.
And honestly though, she's this big, like influencer type.
He wasn't the last guy to hit it.
She got her she got her win, right, for her online audience and the propaganda, if you will, and then she's gonna like off herself after like this big win. She hadn't even been in the end zone. She's like at the half-yard line,
right?
And she's spiking the ball at the half-yard line.
Didn't even do her touchdown celebration or nothing. Yeah, I don't buy her hanging it up like that. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but I'm not saying she. Again, I don't know what happened. Am I inclined to believe that the gentleman did it? Yes, but I also think it's strange too. Like, why would you go on vacation to kill a woman? Why would you even kill a woman if you just leave her? But then again, I don't know. So,
what if it was just? I don't know. Could it have been that both of them were pretty unstable people?
There you go.
What if it was just some crazy, James Carradine shit that got out of control?
I mean.
Oh wow!
I don't think kickstart is self choking. That is a very male coded thing.
Yeah, but Hood, like, if it's like a kink that he's into, like a control thing, then like she gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? One of those type of deals.
Yo, something?
In a healthy relationship, you take on your.
I'm just saying, man. People go out of the country and they tend to do some weird. A lot of them get.
You're lying, man. That choking fetish is a real thing.
Yeah, I heard they're going to start outlawing that stuff. They're going to ban that stuff for movies soon. I just saw somebody.
When you die, James Carradine died.
Autoerotic asphyxiation is the term.
Yeah, autoerotic he hung himself from like a doorknob or something.
No, what the idea is, I don't even want to discuss it. It's really morbid. So I looked into it. I was like, how do you hang yourself? And I looked into it. And I was like,
yeah,
yo, you got some demons. You got some demons.
Well, Epstein did it, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure you did.
White Jermaine. I came up with White Jermaine. Trump, Charlie Kirk, Epstein. The White Jermaine name.
Let me get our Free Zone up in here. What's going on, Free Zone? I know you got some thoughts on this whole thing, man.
Nah, what's cracking? I'm pretty indifferent to it. I do find the irony of it to be funny. because I didn't think anything of it until the whole divestor thing popped up, and their ideology is just the irony of it is funny. I did hear that they had like an argument, I think like the night before or something like that,
and had to get in
security had to get
rooms, right?
involved in something like that. So it's not
Right.
like it was out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Free zone, right? They had to like be put in separate rooms or something like that. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So I can't confirm nor deny. I also did hear that they arrested the guy and they confiscated his passport. So to me it is what it is, but I find the irony of it funny, because the ideology that would prevent you from a certain result happening in one group actually causes the same result in another group. Like,
then I wonder, Free Zone, could that say something more about the person?
Bingo! Hey, man, I was just about to say that.
Opposites attract, bandits repel, bro. I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
but they said they so-called Water 6's own level was a bad too. And let's look at the schematics here. In the last year and a half, we have found a B-dub that was deleted by Brad or Chad and been left in a wall. Body parts desecrated, all parts of Connecticut still being found. What else? Oh, want to know
suitcase thing? All that creativity stuff, I will put on a white guy immediately. That's the white trademark, right? It's just the body in the street.
Yeah.
Some nigga did that shit.
Yeah, I think he did this shit. So,
what do you think is the DV rate for a black man with a white woman?
That's a good question. I'll pull that up in a second. But I'm looking at these DV rates right now. So for black females killed by males, assuming this is black males, it would be 3.1, a rate of 3.1 per 1,000. White females killed by males, assuming white male, it would be 1.2 per 1,000. So the black homicide rate is actually a lot higher compared to white people. The difference in black homicide is way greater versus like regular domestic violence. So the homicide rate between black and white is significantly higher. That's almost 2 deviations high.
Yikes.
So you can round this to 3, round that to 1.
So maybe the Divestors have a point. So I'm saying that maybe they are better black women, or unless.
Hey, well, let me ask this, and I know SKC, you're a little bit more stat oriented than me, but does this account for the fact that black men date out at, I think it's like somewhere around twice the rate as well? Because that looks like it would reflect, it kind of correlates with the deviation. Is that how stats work in regards to this, or am I just making shit up?
I don't know. I have to look at the stat above, but I do know that the rate so far as DV violence between black men and white women is higher than white men and white women.
Wait, say that again?
I said I would need to look at the stats, but I do know that the DV rate between black men and white women is higher than white men with white women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So let me tell you. I asked Grok, do you have any numbers for black male and white female domestic partner homicide rates? Yes. Here are the available numbers on domestic partner, intimate partner homicide involving black male offenders and white female victims. These are interracial cases, black male killing white female, which are a small subset of overall intimate partner homicides. Key patterns from official data. I'm trying to scroll down so I get some hard numbers here. No, that's not helping. Overall female homicide rates by males. That's not what I'm looking for. Specific interracial intimate partner data. Says black males had high intimate partner homicide offending rates overall. Black male, white female, IP represent the minority. So I'm not getting a really rough number, but I think it stands to reason because look, if the violence rates in general are just higher for Black America, that would also track where a Black man, white woman versus white man, Black
Makes
woman.
sense. Fair enough.
So the basic pattern just shows that for whatever reason, the cultural relationship dynamics in Black America tends towards more violence than the interpersonal relationships in white America.
Right, because Black American relationships tend to trend toward violence. That I think that's a fair.
We have a Klingon thing. We have a Klingon relationship pattern in the Black community.
Right. Hence, eat, sleep, fight, bust.
Right. I think the pattern, I mean, unfortunate perhaps, but the pattern holds true. Says the only logical YouTube channel, hundreds of stories of the white man deleting Bumkeisha. I'm telling you that is how would you, what's the word for that when you kind of focus on a particular thing? It's like you're being fed that narrative, but it's not true. Like the numbers just don't reflect that. Like, and then not only that, white guys in particular have noticed this, and this is why they call it paying the toll. When any time a white woman is offed by her Black boyfriend, just like you niggas were dumping on divestors because of this girl, white guys have a version of that as well, where when a white woman is killed by her Black boyfriend, they jump right into her comment section, pay the toll, Cole Burns. Like they have all kinds of jokes for that shit.
Hey, Hood. You know what's crazy? That football player you're talking about earlier, he ended up getting cut after that. After like the court, he went to court or whatever, and got sentenced. Mm-hmm. And his first name is Chad.
Wow.
And then another joint. I'm with Hood and American Man on this, right? And Free Zone, like somewhat indifferent. It's like, yo, why would you be dancing on somebody's grave anyway, man? Like, I don't have time to really pay attention to the peons like that. I pay attention.
I'm doing this for Kobe Bean Bryant. I'm doing this for Kobe and Kevin Samuels. This
Kobe. No. But
that's goofy, bro. That's goofy, man.
You talking about dancing on the grave?
Yeah, the whole get back thing. That's goofy because
I'm like
that flies in the face of everything that you said about them doing the same thing that you're doing now.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, yo, I understand the internet got jokes, right? Everybody got jokes. Nothing's taken seriously. But like to be gleeful, it's weird, man. It's real weird.
And then look, let me point something out because we're talking about violence rates, and I think like somebody pointed out earlier, the divestors do have a somewhat of an argument. Broader trend here: Black males have historically shown higher interpersonal homicide offending rates than white males. So regardless of that whole stereotype joke about the hole in the backyard and getting the shovels, it's Black men who tend to have the actual numbers. We put the numbers on the board.
Yeah, now, the issue that I find Hood, that this will sound crazy, but I actually agree with a point that Mr. O says about this situation. I agree when you state that the divestors do have an argument, but the problem is that because of their background and the way that they're viewing things, they are geared towards choosing the more violent white dudes instead of the people who would have these normal relationships.
A little bit of edge.
Yeah. So it's not as if you're take for instance like for people that want to have the argument and everything with about what's her name, Serena Williams, and I would say even Kamala and stuff like that. It's like, okay, those dudes are not edgy guys, but the guy that this chick picked, he seemed like he was like a little bit on the edge of things, of having a little bit more of a violent demeanor and so forth. They're not looking for us like some nerd type of guy or just a normal boring guy that's into a bunch of non like hood adjacent culture. They want they want the
like
women.
right on the cusp.
Yeah,
well, they want the dark triad traits. They want the dark triad traits. That's
Let
it.
me
That's
fill
all.
out that picture a little bit and actually give Mr. O a little bit of ammunition for his position here, right? Let me read this out loud. Older CDC surveillance from 1981 to 1998. That's a long time. Multi-state data. Black males had higher IPH victimization rates, interpersonal homicide victimization rates in some periods, but Black females showed elevated involvement as offenders in certain couple types. Black female IPH offending contributed to patterns where rates for Black males as victims sometimes exceeded or approach those for Black females in specific analyses. Which goes back to what I was saying earlier. In some years, Black women have killed more husbands than Black men have.
You know why? Because look, Hood, look, the numbers only going to tell you one little aspect of it. The overall thing is the majority of chicks is not being abused. They just losing fights. They're losing fights. That's it. They cause most drama. They want to start the most fights, and they be losing them. That's when they be talking about they be getting abused.
Hey,
they ain't getting abused. They just losing fights.
Mr. O, like we do know that the like most of the the violence or whatever in those couples are like one to one, right? It's not one party only, just smacking the one up, for fixing the slimy eggs, right?
That's a general truth in domestic violence. I think across the board, white or Black, like most of the time, it's both people hitting each other, but men almost always get the blame. And then shout out to Dick Thug here with the 5-ball. One is more active and one is more imaginative. Black men tend to shoot you for cash more, while white men tend to create a boiled angel or gore site. What the hell is boiled angel, bro?
Uh-oh.
I don't even want to know the answer to that.
I don't know if you want to know the answer.
That sounds crazy, man.
Yeah, we're gonna wind this down in a minute too, because I got a hard break I'm coming up against in a second. But this is a crazy story. Goodness, man. But I think we kind of like jump. A lot of guys are jumping the gun on just gloating about you got that white man. Of course, the white man killed you. He reverted back to factory settings. It's a little bit crazy because we're looking at the white. I mean, we're looking at the Black male and female factory settings right here in number, and our factory settings are relatively violent anyway.
So freeze on our. Did I understand your comment correct that as of right now there's like on YouTubia, in Black YouTubia, there's an emergency a cookout that's been fired up to talk about all of these things.
Man. Yo, it was over there talking crazy, bro. Like regardless of what she did, it's up to us. It's our fault because we didn't protect her. Like
what?
It's wild, bro.
I want to crazy, but I'm too busy over here to really get into that shit. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I might review their conversation later on. I don't know, but I could imagine all the pro-Blackness, all the SBA-ness coming out right now, all the racial cucking coming out right now. You dudes look crazy.
And this is why I the ideology thing, I find it interesting because I've always grown up being of a military background, interracial dating and marriage and stuff has just always been a normalized thing for me. I didn't know that people did it for ideological reasons, like how you hear on the internet, until probably like about to graduate high school. Like,
yeah,
it's just different. And that's why I say there's a difference between interracial dating and divesting, because there's different energies there.
Freeze on, they painted a picture in my mind of this dude sitting online on a panel somewhere. It was my job to protect her, man. I failed, man.
He's in the basement crying, bro. They in their
really
basement crying.
really
crazy.
Man, these dishes make me sick.
Nah, like, hey, look, they be taking their own causes, man. Like, and it's wild. Like, they want to take up the mantle and then want to spread it across like anybody with the same skin color, complexion, all because, like, what they have some weird, like, false dichotomy or whatever, or what's supposed to be.
No, niggas just want to say Keisha, man. Niggas just want to say Keisha, man. I'm sick and tired of it. Yeah, they just want to say Keisha, man. Like this one.
This lady would not be anywhere near this dude probably to be crying like that.
To call it what it is, True Hype, they've created a religion.
Yeah.
They're zealots.
That's the simplest way to really categorize all these phenomena. This is just religious behavior.
Well, Hood, you drop. The black woman is, and I ain't gonna say.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to.
What's your drop?
I've been on that for years, though, but that's the simplest way to look at it. This is just religious expressions.
And I'm like, yo, man, like I can't have a creator and believe that this person is my creator, and then want to be with a deity, if you will, if you were gonna go down that, it makes no sense. You're gonna view yourself as lower.
But this is why I said there's a lot of racial discomfort, really, just in Black America, just being so close to white. A lot of uncomfortable things get brought to the surface. But like, if the Black woman is God and the Black woman would rather be with a white man, what does that say about God?
Bro, so do God, your Black woman is God, do she want to go ahead and create a better or different version of you?
No, look, all I know is I saw this this quote unquote queen on a boat the other day, and a cat was threatening to throw a wig in the ocean. So I'm like, hey, I don't
get out of here, right?
The Shea Frost.
Oh, that's what that was. I heard about him. Yeah, he's going viral, bro. He's going viral. But listen, we gotta wrap this up soon. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I'm gonna be starting work again soon. I've been off for a long time. But
you always want to leave out the good parts.
That's how you keep them coming back, bro. Gotta leave a nigga hanging. You remember old school television? The cliffhangers were the big deals, bro. That's how you do it.
Yeah, man. That's how they kept you, man. Like, to wait for the next season to see who shot John, man.
Yeah,
it's about Dallas Dale.
Maybe next time, maybe when we come back to this, there'll be another one. Maybe it really is an epidemic of white men offing their Black girlfriends. You know what I mean? Because I told you, I saw a video of this. I didn't save it, but like someone managed to like clip all the stories and put them together in one little short video. And it's a thing. I mean, but I think it's a thing because people focus on it, not because the numbers back it up. You know what I mean?
Cliffhangers is really a 90s thing, though. I don't remember last time I actually was waiting for a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's because we used to all be in the house together watching television. Like the internet kind of, you can't have cliffhangers while you're binge watching a series. It doesn't work the same no more. But I think we've kind of wrung this topic dry for the moment. And plus, I said I really gotta go. I have to quit in a minute. I got to start getting ready for my day.
Yeah, just like old girl, you gonna leave us hanging, huh?
Exactly like old girl. You guys take care, man. I thank you so much for supporting the show. Appreciate y'all guys coming out. Like, share, and subscribe.
I need that money.
We'll see how the day goes. I might be back later with a second installment, but I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching the show. You guys have a great day. And like I said, man, stop enjoying this so much. All right, you niggas are having way too much fun.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help Black people.
God, that drop is so ironic all of a sudden. Everything reminds me of her.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.